What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode number 16 of the Pre-Patch Podcast. Sorry, guys, I don't know what the hell was going on with the audio. It was fucking weird. I don't know. I'm having issues with Spotify. Somebody's hacking my shit. I don't know what's
Discord's
going on.
fucking up.
Dude, Discord's
It's
fucking
over.
up. We're over in Asia before. We were backpacking through India just a second ago. Like,
everywhere,
we're
dude.
literally worldwide. But yeah, Spotify is, I don't know what's going on. I've got to I don't know, do something with it because something is just like fucking up badly. Anyway, welcome in everybody to episode number 16. We are a man down. We don't have our full crew here. Mr. Enigma had
We
to
love you, Enigma.
handle
He's in
some
our hearts.
stuff. Yep. He's in my stomach. That's where he's at. Anyway.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep. That's why I keep him. I keep him in my stomach from time to time. You know, it's just
Good to know.
yeah, it's just always, you know, safe
Where I
place.
keep my good buddies too.
Safe place. But yes, welcome in everybody. Like I said, it is a Thursday. It's 10 o'clock Eastern. I don't know where the fuck y'all are at, but you better be in one of our channels. And when I mean one of our channels, we do this live, guys. You can catch us on our Twitch channels every other Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern. You got my channel to choose from. You can go to Scruffy's channel. You can go to Bill's channel. I mean, like, legitimately. Or you can hit exclamation mark podcast in all of the channels. You could hit exclamation mark show and watch us in every single one of, like, I'll watch all three of us at one time.
Yeah.
I
We
mean,
got that Khadgar up.
you-
We're loaded, locked and loaded.
you can go to YouTube. You can go to Spotify. Like, there's so many places where you guys can go and watch our channels, like, and watch our
Yep.
shows. So there's no excuse, guys. No excuse. Look,
Soon
listen.
we're gonna be on the P Hub too.
Yeah, absolutely,
Watch
man.
out.
Look, OnlyFans, you're gonna get
Yep.
you're gonna get Jew cleavage. It's great. You know, it's phenomenal, man. We're gonna see what Bill's hair looks like parted on the other side instead of that side. Like, it's just, you know. So, in any case, man, there's no excuse. No excuse, guys. If you're not listening live, no excuse. Next time, be here. But
Yep.
no, in all honesty, guys, if you can't make the show, you can check us out on Spotify, is where we prefer to get it, but also YouTube as well. You can go and check out all of our shows. And I think we're completely caught up to date, right?
All of them, yeah, are on YouTube. I think the last one on Spotify needs to be uploaded.
Yeah. Okay. Well, maybe I don't ask me to do it because someone's ghosting my Spotify account, so I don't know what the hell's happening there. So, but in any case, obviously, my name is Sin, and I cannot do this without my crew. I can't do this without my boys. I gotta have everybody here. So I'm gonna do the introduction here. I've got Scruffy. What's going on, Scruff? How are you doing, my dude?
What's up, guys? Hope you guys are having a great night. How's it going?
Absolutely, bro. I'm literally hoping that your 21st birthday falls on a podcast day. Like,
That would be pretty
just
sweet.
just so we can make that happen.
That'd be
That'd
pretty
be
sweet.
dope. That'd be dope.
And then obviously, we've got Bill holding down the bottom by himself, man. You're holding. You got a lot of room back there, bro. That's like that. Good.
I'm glad.
Yeah,
I'm glad.
do-
I just got back from vacation, so I packed on a few more pounds.
So you
I
need the extra space. Yeah, dude, that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
like everybody knows. Like whenever you went in a car ride with somebody else and you had them sitting next to you, and then they weren't in the car ride with you, either whether you threw them out the window or whatever happened, you know, that you left them at a gas station, something like that. You forgot to tell your mom that your little brother was still in the bathroom. But in any case, then you're like, oh my God, I got so much more room. Like, it's great, dude. I loved it. Like, I absolutely loved it. So, but anyway, guys, it's an action-packed show. We got a lot to talk about normally Twitch gives us something to fucking some debauchery. We don't have any
But
Twitch.
this time
It's not bad.
This time
It's
a
not
good
bad.
time.
It's not bad. It's not
Everybody's-
bad. So, but they still gave us some news. So we obviously have the Twitch news. Hellpoint's on docket. We got a new war table on docket for Marvel Avengers.
We
We've
have
got
a fuck Sony on dock.
yeah. There's a
Oh, yeah.
there's a fuck Sony hardcore on there. We've got possibly
As
some.
usual, Twitch. I feel like we always have something
Well, yeah,
to do with Twitch.
yeah, but this one's not bad.
No, yeah.
You know, we've got some YouTube stuff with the doc. We've got
Mm-hmm.
Fall Guys gonna be. I mean, it's just a big show. It's gonna be great. So we're gonna make sure that we make Daddy Enigma proud. Hopefully, you guys enjoy the show. And as always, guys, if you are listening to us on Spotify, we do, like I said, host this live, and we've got all the chats open, so you're able to go in here and chat directly with us. We're able to interact with you guys on a one-on-one basis. And we open it up at the end to questions. So you guys are able to actually interact with us and kind of guide the show on where it's going to be. So Thank you to all the viewers that are tuning in live as we do this. So let's kick off, right? Let's kick off with, I think, some of the big news that kind of came out of Twitch. We've all been talking about, right? Ever since Mixer shut down, which happened on the 22nd of July, we speculated as where's Shroud going, where is Dr. or Ninja going, you know what I mean? We didn't know where those two were going, and then you had the Doc's just obvious ban, right? Well, Ninja went and streamed on YouTube. Everyone's like, oh, he's going to YouTube. Well, then Ninja decided just to show himself on Twitch.
Got affiliate.
Yeah, woohoo! Affiliate, way to go.
Yeah.
Yep. So still don't think he deserves it, but hey, it's whatever. So then you've got, he streams on Twitch, and I think he pulled like 96K, right?
I think somewhere around there.
It was around 100K on Twitch. Yeah.
On Twitch,
Yeah.
It was a fraction of what he got on the YouTube stream, though. YouTube gave him significantly better numbers.
He pulled like at least 250, right, on YouTube?
I
Or is
don't
it, like, a
know.
little bit less
I
than
don't
that?
follow
I don't know.
Ninja. I could care less about that.
I'm seeing 160 YouTube 70 on Twitch averages.
Yeah, I
Okay,
I could
gotcha.
care less about where that fucking blue-haired ninny muggin goes. So,
Mhm.
but I guess my thing here is, do you think that this is him actually making a go at Twitch, or do you
No.
think that this
I
is
don't
just
think
him
so.
shopping it?
I don't even think he's shopping. I think he's just he's flexing what potential he has and trying to boost whatever offer numbers.
That's what I'm
he's
saying.
getting,
That's what I mean by
because-
shopping it. Yeah,
Mhm.
Oh, then yeah, 100%.
yeah. I mean, I think to me,
I still 100% guarantee there's no way in hell that he actually comes back to Twitch.
I'm surprised they even let him stream on
That-
Twitch. I would say like their ties that were cut when he left. I'm surprised he's somehow back and even got affiliate. Twitch, you see how ruthless they've been recently, especially
Oh, yeah.
Ben and Doc and all these other dudes. I'm just saying. I'm
yeah,
surprised.
Doc had the Doc stuff is like, I think we can all come to the agreement that Doc stuff is a legal matter. Like
Well,
after seeing
I'm
after
not saying like I'm just saying they've been ruthless with their bans, banning all these people, and the way that things ended with Twitch and Ninja, especially streaming like porn on his offline account or something. Like I'm just like, how do you come back from that? And
well,
just,
I
like,
mean, let's.
How do you come
everything's
back to
okay.
that?
I mean, to
like,
be
yeah.
to be 100% honest, that's more morally like upstanding than Ninja's content. I mean, I'm just saying, like,
you're not wrong.
I mean, it's
I'd
just
rather watch that than Ninja. So.
yeah, like I mean, we can all agree that content's less toxic than him. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think I read that says, and there's people in chat that are saying like they're surprised he came back to Twitch or whatever else. Like I'm not, like, and I think that that he is probably going to end up staying on Twitch legitimately. I think Twitch is going to be his home. I don't see them really I don't see him going to YouTube unless they throw a big, kind of some money at him for a couple reasons. I think that just in general, YouTube as a platform doesn't have I don't think they know what the fuck they're doing when it comes to live streaming. Like,
That or they don't care.
what's up?
That or they just don't care.
Well, they don't. Well, Google doesn't give a shit about live streaming on YouTube. They don't care about YouTube in general. I mean, they look at YouTube like YouTube is a fraction of where they make money. Like they don't make Google doesn't give a shit. So
The YouTube gaming or just like YouTube.
YouTube
in
in general is not it's not a money making thing. Like,
No.
it's just not. And that's why you're seeing them do like YouTube Live. You're seeing them do YouTube TV. You're seeing them do a whole bunch of other stuff. Like, and that's why they're not buying streamers really. Like the only contracted deal that they've done for the most part, realistically, that's at least been publicly known is Courage and I think one other person, but that was really it. I mean, they haven't, Nick A30 left and went to Twitch because of Twitch giving him money. I just don't think that it's, YouTube, like I said, they don't care. For them, it's more about advertisement space. It's like, okay, cool. Like you can make it over here or whatever else. But, YouTube as a whole, they don't have a clear cut answer. And for content creators, I think I got recent numbers that like, it's only 7 or 17% of their content consumed on YouTube is actual live content. right?
Yeah,
So I
it's not
mean,
much.
nothing. That's nothing comparable, right? Like the rest of that is VODs.
Realistically, that's to be expected though, because the non-live content is available at any time.
Right, but why? But
So,
why would you not go? That argument can be said. Then
your
why?
numbers are. I guarantee if Twitch did a video service like what YouTube does, the numbers would be similar just because of that active availability.
Well,
There's a 24/7
they
like.
do.
They have something that's really botched though, and no one uses it.
I mean, you can go watch what the VODs and the replay stuff and setting up your replay channel or whatever, or just in VODs in general. Do you know how many
Well,
VODs I've watched?
There is uploaded videos you can do, but no one uses that shit.
That doesn't.
I wouldn't count it.
But-
Like,
but-
I get what you're
well,
I'm
that-
talking about like actively like making stuff off.
like a whole new
off
section
stream
advertising it and whatnot.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a video upload service, like what.
But I don't think that's
YouTube
where
does.
I don't think that's where Twitch wants to compete in.
It's
I don't think they want to play
That's
it.
not the point. That's not the point I'm trying to make. I'm just saying that if something like that were to be on Twitch, I think the percentage would be the same, just because of the nature of live content versus pre-recorded, edited content being up whenever you want it. There's just that much more accessibility is going to create that much more like view.
Wait, so are you saying that like having like videos up and ready would be more thriving than streaming on Twitch, or vice versa?
I'm saying that the like percentage of like the watch time would be greater on the videos than it would be on live content, just because of the nature of live content. You can't stream 24 hours, but you can have a video for 24 hours. You know what I mean? It's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah, I mean, I think that. Well, so I guess this pulls in the big thing, right? Is now also bringing in Doc, right? Like Doc came and Doc definitely is never coming back to Twitch, right? They're not going to lift that ban. But he did this Instagram video, and his Instagram live, and then he went and did his YouTube live stream, right? Which his YouTube live stream was not a full blown live stream. Like it was just
No, it was a teaser.
right. It was a teaser. Before we even dive into Doc, what I will say is the man's a fucking genius. I mean, legitimately, he is a marketing genius. I mean, the way that he handles all of this stuff and spins it. And I mean, he had 338,000 people watching his stuff. Smoked Ninja, right? Like smoked them. I mean,
Yeah,
And
he
he
knows
didn't
how
even,
to
and he,
freaking
and he
market.
didn't even play anything. It was literally just a waiting screen with some music and like 5 or 6 pre-recorded skits.
right. Like just smokes them, you know? So, I mean, the thing about that I think is interesting is just, you know, one, the catalyst of like, when you talk about people think of Ninja being the largest, you know, streamer in the world, you know, and then you go to someone like Doc who can pull these kind of numbers, you know. I guess one, is it because of the infatuation with what happened? Like, do you think that that's part of what's driving those numbers through the roof?
I
think
think
it
it's
has
part of it.
Yeah, it definitely is a part of it, and he's definitely pushed that narrative too. You could hear in some of his skits, he's still banking on that narrative of he's actually like pushing the idea towards something negative that he potentially did, like the bad boy image with some of the skits that he did during that thing. Even if it's nothing like that, he's still like acting dodgy about it just for the sake of
Well, yeah.
keeping that bad boy image up, and it generates hype. That
Mhm.
mystery adds to the brand.
Right. Well, I mean, I think that if you look into like, you know, Where's the Love, you know, Alleyways, I mean, it's almost very a la rap, like music kind of themed. It's just like this, you know, I don't know. It's just weird. Like I look at it like kind of how I look like Naughty by Nature and like their albums and how they kind of did things. And it was just like the storytelling of everything. But yet when you listen to the lyrics, it's really being like, you know, telling you the history behind the stuff. Cause like you listen to some of the stuff that he talks about and it's like, oh, my hands are tied. It's not up to me anymore. I can't, like, you know, where is the love? I think he's kind of saying like legitimately, this is not in my hands. Like this is legit, like not something I have control over anymore. You know, and you know, and I think that one of the things that him going and saying like you can't, you know, there'll never be someone else like me, and you won't be able to do this without me. It's like, do you think that's foreshadowing him saying like there are legal ramifications that may cost me to either A, have jail time, or B, to not ever be able to do this again.
I don't
Or,
think
I mean,
so.
or do you think that I'm stretching here?
It might be stretching. I didn't see too much of like his skits and what they were really about. I didn't actually see them at all, but
Well, it was just I'm more talking about, it wasn't the skits, it was more the musical, like
Okay.
the musical aspect of it. Because here's the thing too, that what a lot of people don't know about Twitch is that if in fact he is still permanently banned on Twitch, right, and stays permanently banned on Twitch, he is not allowed to, or no streamer is allowed to be on stream with him.
Right.
So you
Yeah.
can't, like, we could, like, let's say we wanted to have Doc in our stream, right? We couldn't do it. We can't have
couldn't
him in,
stream on
we can't have him
Twitch,
voice comms on Twitch.
Yeah.
So who is he going to play with?
Shroud.
I
don't know.
guess. I mean,
Wherever Shroud goes, I don't. Have we even heard from Shroud or where he's going yet?
no
Shroud's
one.
been radio silent. He's just
He's-
brand searching right now.
That's what I thought.
He's-
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, you're right. He really has nowhere to go as of right now.
Yeah, I don't think that. I don't. Shroud doesn't care. I think Shroud's probably out of all of them the most stable. Like, he's got brand deals. He works with developers. He's got so much other stuff. Like, I don't think that they'll. It doesn't matter. He's set. But I don't know. I find it very odd. Like re-listening to some of the lyrics in his stuff and everything. It just makes me wonder if he is kind of, like you said, Bill, playing into that bad boy, but also too giving those hints of like, yo, like, if you're listening hard enough, I'm telling you that shit may go south. Like, this may not go the way that you want it to go. Like, I don't know. So
It's
I know
definitely
Tim the
possible.
Tatman spoke out about it, and he's not super thrilled by the way Twitch is handling things either, because I know him and Doc used to play a lot.
yeah, but
And
I,
the fact that it's not even an option, it really limits collaboration potential, which isn't necessarily going to affect the Twitch streamers as much as it is him. But I feel like his brand is big enough to be a solo act. I honestly prefer solo Doc streams more than I do when he's grouping up with other people.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
That might just be. I don't really
think he
enjoy Doc
thrives by
streams that
himself.
much to begin with, but whenever I do enjoy Doc, it is typically whenever he's in a solo environment.
Well, do you think his character is not like as polished when he's with other people? Like he breaks character.
I just think
Or-
I think he's not. I think he's quiet. I don't think he's like.
Yeah, he gets quiet. He
Yeah.
gets hyper focused into actually like performing because he doesn't want whoever he's playing with to. He doesn't want their content to suffer because
Right.
of him acting a fool. You know what I mean?
Because that's what he does on his solo streams.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think that I don't know. Here's what I'll say, right, about Tim being pissed off and these guys being pissed off about the collaboration. If it does come out that in fact it is legal action, and if it is legal action, it will come out. Like, there is no holding any of that back because it's public. It'll be public knowledge. Like that they're, you know, whether it's lawsuit, jail time, whatever it will be, right? But if that is in fact the case, and that's the only real logical thing that I can see now, is that it is something in a legal action, because of just looking at his interview, looking at all the stuff that he said, looking at you know, the comments that he had with, I think, Wired, and you know, all of this happening. I don't think it was anything other than legal action. And if that's the case,
Mhm.
there's no way in hell that I would ever want to have a collaboration if it is in fact that he goes down as, like, if it is the kid bathroom thing or whatever else. I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Like, I may love the guy to death and he may have not actually really done anything wrong, but from a brand perspective, there's no way, like, no way that I would.
I don't think it's legal. I think if it was legal, he would have been silent more. I don't think he would be pushing forward with the YouTube stuff while still in the middle of some sort of legal fiasco. I genuinely think it's Twitch didn't want to
Bro,
pay
if-
him, so they cut the ties.
If the money dries up, yeah, you'll absolutely do whatever you can to go make something happen. I mean, that's, you know what I mean? Like, like, he made a shit ton of money today, a shit ton
He
of
did.
money, like, off of it. So I mean,
Right.
I don't know. I just, It's still an interesting narrative, but I mean, seeing that he's going to YouTube, and being over on the YouTube side of things, do you think that this hurts Twitch? Do you think him, if he does in fact go to YouTube more than like the Shrouds and the Ninja, do you think this hurts Twitch more?
I don't think so. I think Twitch doesn't give a fuck where he goes, honestly.
So
yeah, if they wanted him around and they were concerned about whatever following he would take with him, they wouldn't have let him go off contract. I think it's.
See, I disagree. I think that it does hurt Twitch in a major way. I think
I would like for it to hurt Twitch. I am
Yeah.
still banking on something bringing Twitch down a notch so they can actually like get their shit together.
I just think that, but my thing is, I think it hurts Twitch in a way that, because more than Shroud and Ninja, like, yeah, they have a following, but they don't, like, it's not Doc's following, right? Doc's following is a very dedicated following. There's very few times where Doc didn't hit his 25,000, plus numbers. Even if he was playing fucking Roblox, like whatever he was playing, they were there to watch Doc. It was not to watch the game. Right. And to be 100% honest, Doc's gameplay is not that great. Like, he's not that good of a gamer. Like,
He's a middle upper tier.
If that, on a good day, he's a top tier player.
He's not top 10%.
No
gamers in any game that he plays.
No. So my thing is, though, I think going over to YouTube, pulling that much of a fan base whenever he is live, it is going to draw a shit ton away from Twitch. I think, in my mind.
We have a good point from Enigma in chat. Shout out to Enigma, by the way. He's watching us. He's always here. He did mention that refunding all those subs, and now all those subs are going to YouTube. That is a good point. I didn't think about that. That is a lot of subs that have been refunded from Twitch and Doc.
Right. Well, and see, that's the part that leans me to believe, and I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but that's what leans me to believe that it is legal. Like, to refund all of that stuff, Twitch is basically saying, I'm out. Like, I'm not having anything to do with this. Like, I'm done. I'm not touching it with a 10-foot pole. Like, we have no contract. We have no ties. We owe him no money. We have refunded everything. We're not touching it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Yeah. I think that I know, and we've talked more about this than what I wanted to talk about, but I just, it's an interesting dynamic right now. Like, it's super interesting, right? And even just in Twitch in general, Chicken Boy, pointed out that you had Logic coming and dropping his new album on Twitch, and he, yes, he pulled some big numbers, but I don't think that he's ever going to be, super big. Artists don't ever do this. Like Snoop Dogg, him, Logic, Drake. You had Soldier Boy. Who's the T-Pain? Like, all of those guys still do it. They're not anywhere close to.
No, and it's part of it's a lack of passion for the craft. Like, they're not an entertaining stream. People are just watching it for the name for the most part.
Well, and
they
T-Pain,
really only go there like
T-Pain's
once or
actually
twice.
fucking funny. T-Pain is actually legit hilarious.
Yeah.
But he's the only one that, out of like the celebrity streamers that I've seen come in.
My favorite stunt was when they put Snoop Dogg up on some pre-recorded footage of that one old like island BR. He was just like reacting, smoking a blunt or something, like reacting to a game, making it look like he was playing it. I think that was funny. It's like, come on, who are you kidding here?
Yeah. Well, I just,
Yeah.
I think,
but those guys, for one, they don't have the passion for. For two,
Yeah.
they've got other bigger shit. Their agenda extends way past Twitch. Twitch is an afterthought for them. And
oh yeah. I mean, I think
that's why it's not going to draw that much crowd. They're not going to put the time into it. There's no reason for them to. They're going to use it whenever they want to generate hype, and that'll bring in extra funds because, like with Logic, he's dropping a new album. Let's stream and live play the fucking album. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that I think that right now, because of coronavirus and the way in the state of the world, it does lean into these artists to be able to do this. To drop albums, do music. But I mean, music production, You know, I followed Deadmau for a long time, and he's been on Twitch. You know, and he would stream, you know, himself creating music and things like that. He would also play games, but he would mainly do music. I watched and follow official Mike Shinoda. You know, huge Linkin Park fan, and watching his stuff is actually really entertaining. You know, and he creates music, and he's doing it. He created his Drop Frames Volume 2 album and dropped it on stream, which is really good. I recommend going and taking a look at that. You know, and there's definitely others that do that I think create music, and that is a cool thing. But that's not what Logic and a lot of these artists and rappers and, you know, even you know, at professional athletes, like I know some, you know, the defensive tight end for the Tennessee Titans. You know, he is a avid Destiny streamer, right? And avid Destiny streamer, and you know, he's good. He's a good Destiny player, right? But does not pull anywhere close to the same numbers as what some of these guys do. And I think a lot of the times it just shows how much of a disconnect there is between, like, oh, I'm famous, I have a following, right? I'm an athlete, I'm a musician, I'm a whatever else. I'm going to jump over here and it's going to translate. Well, it doesn't. Like, what we do over here is completely different. Like, I can't go on the fucking court and be like, yo, I'm going to go dunk on LeBron James. You know what I mean? Or whatever else. Like, they don't translate, you know, the same way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's
I think
just
people are thinking like it's gonna be like YouTube, where these types of artists and like the daytime talk or the night talk show people, they can thrive on that platform. I think people are thinking that these already popular individuals are going to do the same thing on Twitch, and I just, like you said, it doesn't translate, and it doesn't. There's a disconnect.
Right.
There really is.
yeah.
And it's all supplemental. I think the ones involved in it are aware that it doesn't translate, but it is a hype generator and it is supplemental.
Well, and I think
It'll boost where the real money is at, which is record sales and live watch time or sports coverage and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Merchandising or whatever.
I think what they don't understand is like there's a huge difference between like live streaming and then putting out videos and stuff on YouTube. Like, it's a totally different game of like what you're doing live compared to, like, you know, having edited segmented videos of like what you want people to see on YouTube. And some of these athletes and whatnot, they might not understand that as well, you know, because what they do most of the time is all like on TV, or, you know, they show what they want them to show or see, you know,
right.
so they might not get it as much.
Yeah, I just, you know, I think it's just interesting, you know. I think because, and also too, we're seeing a lot, like you're seeing Henry Cavill, you know, he built his PC. We're seeing all of these other artists and these athletes build PCs and whatever else, and just trying to get into.
Why do you have to say his last name so pretentious?
Who?
Cavill. It's Cavill.
What do you want me to say?
Say it like you got a Bud Light in your hand.
Okay, no, I'm sorry. It's Henry Cavill. So, so anyway, I'm just saying, like, I think that it's right now is that time to, like, oh, well, this is what's happening. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think it's just a time period kind of thing. I don't think it's a big deal. And I do know that Twitch did pay money for, I think, Logic, if I'm not mistaken. I think they signed a contract.
Logic.
Like, that's really stupid.
That's got to be a lot of money.
Yeah,
it's a waste.
It's very much a waste. It's very dumb.
I'd like to point out, speaking about athletes, I killed Gordon Hayward in Fortnite and was on top of an article for it. Just saying. I think that was pretty cool.
God. Well, if we're doing shout outs, I mean, my name's on Rav's videos all over the place. Like,
That's
just
true.
saying.
That's pretty sweet.
So, Bill, where's your call to fame? Oh, it's okay.
He's a squid. He's Billy the Squid. I mean,
It's
yeah,
okay.
No,
It's okay. It's okay. Somebody will at some point in time dive into the ocean and bring you up
It's gonna
to
be
the surface.
Poppy
Fish
or
me out.
something. Bill's all over Poppy.
Dude, Poppy's great. I hate you all for hating on me about it. Shit.
Billy the Squid is streaming on Twitch. Like, I don't even know.
Okay. So in any case, give me 1 second. I gotta fix my cam because now everything is just fucking up, and probably now it's not gonna come back. So, it's still fucked up, dude. I don't know, man. This podcast. See what happens,
It's
Enigma,
fine.
when you're
They'll
not here,
always
bro.
Leave it. Yeah.
Yep.
Your
Sorry.
audio still sounds good.
Yeah,
so you're
it's gonna
fine.
look good on Spotify, everyone. But
Yeah, it's gonna look
YouTube,
great
it
on
might be a little
Spotify.
funky.
Yeah. That's it. I'm changing our region. We're going back to India, boys. So moving on, right? Hellpoint. I want to talk about Hellpoint. right?
Yeah. Have you gotten hands-on time with it?
I have gotten hands-on time with it. And I have to say it
It's a
might be a contender for my favorite Souls-like game.
Really? Damn.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Considering that you fucking hated it whenever you watched me play in the beta of it.
Whoa, hate's a strong word. I didn't hate it.
Okay.
It
You
looked botched.
severely disliked how
I was severely
how the combat
concerned.
looked.
I was concerned.
Yeah, you said it looked too fast. You said it looked the combat didn't feel fluid. You said it looked clunky. You were concerned about how the jump mechanic translates.
It's definitely still fast. Like
So you're saying it's a top contender for, I think Bloodborne's your favorite.
Bloodborne is my
Souls-like,
favorite,
right?
yes.
So it's
Yes.
a top contender with Bloodborne.
To take out Bloodborne, yeah.
Damn, they must have really
That's-
polished it in post.
I mean, it's not. So here's the thing, right? I didn't get to play the game in, in beta. I don't play a lot of beta games. I don't like a lot of beta games, personally. So, going into this kind of fresh-eyed, right, and not really have touching the beta, I had seen you play it, and I went in with low expectations.
Right.
And what I can say of the little bit that I have played, the weapon swapping, the way that they deal with weapons, the way that they deal with crafting, the way that they deal with combat, the way that they deal with the jumping in the game, all of that, the timed mechanic of like altering like what's happening in the world when stuff is there, the fact that whenever you die, you produce a ghost of yourself and you have to now fight yourself.
That was really cool. It was
Yeah.
bugged in the beta where if you had a blaster equipped, your ghost would, as soon as you came onto the screen, fire all of its load at you, and then it would just like
Whoa.
click. It would just click the auto.
That came out wrong.
We all don't blow just don't
Wait,
blow
are
our
we
load.
still talking about the same game? I'm thinking Mortal
Fuck!
Shell. We're hardening now.
Yeah,
Is
right.
that what's happening?
No. No, we
God damn it.
harden in Mortal Shell and then we blow our load in Hellpoint.
In
so,
Hellpoint,
yeah,
right? Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
Regardless, the ghost would shoot all of its bullets at you. And then it would just sit there clicking the receiver with no bullets in the thing. And all you would hear as you were walking around there is like it was taunting you.
Well,
Oh, man.
no, it does not. I mean, I've not gone in with a blaster because I mean I have one, but I don't particularly like the blaster combat that much. But
Right.
I will say that I think that it does offer some really cool functions, and that's the thing, like the weapons combos that you can do. I love the being able to like just slot stuff into your weapons to make them stronger, weaker, do different things. I can take a strength weapon, I can turn it into your modifications, like you were talking about your mods. So a lot of the stuff that you were talking about in the beta that I obviously, like I said, I didn't get to experience, but I am playing now. Like it feels very good. And on top of that, like I love their comment system, because in Bloodborne and a lot of other games, their comment system is very much like it will tell you watch out ahead, right? It's like in depth, but it's not like super in depth or right on the nose, but it still pretty much can warn you if shit's going on. This doesn't do that. Like the comment system here is like
Convoluted as fuck. It's in character.
yeah, it's all character stuff. So it's like, what symbol is this trying to tell? Oh, I'm about to get ash raped. That's what that's telling you. Okay. So it's like just that, and then like the asking for help and entering people's worlds is very seamless. It's very easy. And there was only one part where I went into it, I invaded someone's world and I got kicked out. But I think that was a connection issue, because at the same time I noticed that my OBS was dropping. So I think that was just an issue on my end. But all in all, I mean, I can tell you that if I have a Souls game that does not have jumping like this, I will be upset. Like they handle jumping in a way that like I literally fear some of the jumping puzzles more than I fear the fights, because I'm just like,
But it's fair, correct?
Oh,
it
yeah.
doesn't feel like overly floaty. Like you have pinpoint control over.
Yeah,
what you wanna do,
I've-
so if you fuck up, it's on you.
I've not had a situation where I've jumped. Like one of the jumping puzzles I went through, I will say the height death, like when I've died jumping off of something and fell, I'm like, nah, I feel like I shouldn't maybe have taken that much damage from it. But what I have heard and seen is that there's armor pieces and mods that you can get that will allow you to not
Handle
take
a fall a little
yeah,
better.
right,
Fall damage,
not
yeah.
take as much fall damage. So you know, but that's the only part. I've every time I've died to fall, I have been like, it's because I fucked up the jump. Like
Right.
I messed it up.
What build are you going, if you don't mind me asking?
So I am always the type that I like to go. So I'm building reflex. I am very
Okay,
much
which is this game's dexterity.
yes, which is this is dexterity. I am very much of a dexterity builder. I love so I do dexterity stamina just so I can just fucking wail out. That's
Are you going with the knife, like the cutter?
so no, I picked up a glaive that is technically strength, but I've actually modified it to be a reflex to also scale with reflex.
Okay.
Is this like some sort of attack speed build or like a heavy hitter, like heavy?
No, it's an
stamina
attack. It's
build?
more of an attack speed build.
Okay.
Yep.
And again, with this game, any of the modifications that you get, if you have a strength weapon and you're going a dex build and you just like how the weapon performs, slap a reflex
Yep.
mod on there. Boom, you have a reflex weapon.
Right.
It'll scale off reflex.
That's sweet.
Yep. It's very, very cool. You know, in that aspect, because that's what it is. Like I had the glaive and I was able to, and so let me talk about that. So when you find the weapons in the game, you actually will find antiquated or broken weapons that you're still able to use, and then you can go to the mods or the crafting station, and you need that busted gear to then create an upgrade to the higher level gear or the actual version. So I had at the time it was I think an olden glaive or something like that, and then I was able to use that glaive to craft with material to get an antiquated glaive that I was then able to slot a reflex mod into, that I was able to then go and scale off reflex. Same thing with shields. Like all of that kind of stuff can all be modded, which is really cool. The only thing I will say I don't like about the game is that it's not very intuitive on like how crafting works, because like you're getting these items and you're getting, you know, stuff, and then you're having to process those items down into different materials to then be able to craft it. I feel like that's just really going one step too far that I don't think you necessarily need. So I mean, again, I don't know how much crafting there was in the beta. Like, did you get to get any kind of hands-on crafting, Bill?
The crafting in the beta was super duper like bare bones. Basically, you just got a bunch of materials. You refine them down into like the basic material, and that was the only thing that was needed to make the to 3D print some of the weapons that you needed.
Yeah, I mean, so that's still the same thing, but the issue that I have here is that it doesn't tell you what items break down into what. So like if I go and I get like a iridium rod, it won't tell me how many things it'll break down into, what it breaks down into, or even if I need that for other things. So like my thought process is that as you get farther into the game, you may need an iridium rod, and if you break it down into just iridium scrap to make something, that you're obviously now fucked. Like, so it's I don't know exactly. I need to get farther into the game to kind of see that, but that is something I don't like about it. I think the crafting, like I said, is more difficult. Like to me, it's just like you just go get this material. I don't need to break shit down. I don't want to have to take the extra steps to have to do XYZ steps. You know what I mean? Like I just think that it's too. That's just dumb in my opinion.
So there was like, I hope I'm not confusing Mortal Shell in this game, but there was like some mechanic that I think I remember hearing about where like there was some in-game clock or like
Yep,
time.
that's this. That's
Yeah,
Hell Point.
that's the
That's
scan
Hell Point. Yep.
Okay, yeah. So like that opens like rooms in a certain
Yep.
time or closes rooms in a certain time. Have you got to test out how
Yes.
that mechanic
Yep.
works yet?
Yeah, so you actually get to test the mechanic right in the very beginning, whenever you start the game. And I will tell you one thing too, like this is very much like, okay, so I'll talk about the in clock mechanic first. But so in the very beginning of the game, they don't tell you anything about what the clock is or anything like that. You just have a clock that's up in the corner that's got this orb that like going around in a circle clockwise.
Yeah.
As the orb hits a certain time, it will all of a sudden you just hear like this noise, that kind of like a horn bell sound that goes throughout the entire fucking level. And at that point, you don't know where, you don't know what, you don't know how, you don't know anything about what's going on other than the fact that something has happened. And then you will start to see enemies that are more powerful. You're going to also start to see places that you couldn't get to before that you are able to get to now. And so it's a very cool system because for someone like if you want to just speed run it you can, but if you are someone like me who's like if I see something glowing I got to get it, like I have to go get that, right? You're taking your time,
yeah.
but if you take your time you could get fucked, like you could. And one of the things at the very beginning, one dude shows up who if you've not played Souls games or are not familiar enough with like these games, or not, I don't want to say good enough, but you're not decent enough to know how the combat works, you will get screwed over. Like, and he will
That's all
he'll
of these games,
two tap
dude.
you.
These games have like they have a punishment fetish with throwing a mid to end game level enemy right in the beginning and being like, yeah,
Well,
deal with it.
so
Right.
it's not, but it's not. I don't want to say it's not. It's not like Dark Souls. Was it 2 that you fight the fucking thing in the chapel? Is that Dark Souls 2 too?
Thing in the chapel.
Like the very, like at the very beginning of the game, like you go through like the tutorial level, and then there's like the big fucking fat monstrosity dude in like the chapel area. It's Dark Souls 1 or 2. Like
That's Dark Souls 1.
Dark
yeah.
Souls 1. Okay. So it's not that, right? But it's more, it's more about like, oh fuck the mechanic, because here's the thing, like the game has mechanics that it doesn't tell you about, like, right? So like Nile and some of the other things. So one of the in fact, it's a real dick move, but when you first start up the game, you go into this one spot, and I hate to, for anybody that's listening that wants to play it, and I don't want to spoil this one thing, but be careful what rooms you stay in for too long of a time period. All right, you're good. No, I'm not ruining anything.
Go ahead.
I'm not ruining anything. I'm just
Okay,
saying
no.
there is yes, like just be careful what rooms you stay in. You're good. You can put your headphones back on. God bless it. But when you are fighting a certain character, like they can infect you with a basically like almost like a freeze kind of
the
mechanic.
brainworms.
Well, no, so it's not the brain worms. I know what you're talking about. It's not
Okay.
that. This is where if you're in their aura too long, you become cold. It's basically a chilling effect. And now your stamina drains, you can't dodge as well, and your attacks take longer to go off. So you have to manage your heat as well as that. But if you get too hot, then you also will take damage. So it's a fucking like this balancing act that they do a very, very good job, but they don't tell you shit. They're like, you're just like seeing this meter. And if you know anything about these games, you're kind of like, if a meter is filling up, it's never fucking good.
Not a good time.
Like
yeah.
ever. So it's, I don't know. It's just, they do so well with it. And the jumping, they do very well
How's
with
the
it.
atmosphere?
The color palette shit. I mean, it's the same fucking. If you're talking about color palette wise, it's the same fucking color palette.
I'm talking about like the mood that they're
Uh,
trying to set.
I think it does a good
Is it
job.
like space eldritch, like Dead Space horror
Uh,
type shit?
yeah, I think it plays more on like the horror side of things than it does than like Bloodborne or Dark Souls do. Bloodborne and Dark Souls leans into the fact of like almost like the jump scare aspect of it, right? And just the sheer fact of like,
Lots of like eerie feeling here.
yeah, I mean, like I've not gone through a Dark Souls or Bloodborne game where I was like scared, I guess, or had like that kind of like my hair on the back of my neck raise up, right? This game has that. Like this game has that those moments of like you hear the sounds because you can hear like, and I think it's the aspect of being in a ship in space. Like it's
They have an echo effect.
right. It's like
effect of things.
it's like Alien. You can hear the scuttling across the roof, and you're like, "Fuck, man, what is that? Like, where is that coming from? What is that gonna? When is it dropping on me? Where, like, okay, I hear something, but like, it has nothing to do with you." So they do a very good job of like setting that ambiance for it. It's been a long time since I have come out and said that a game is worth the full retail price of what it says. This game is 100%.
Which is $35, by the way.
Yep, it is.
That seems like a really fair price.
It is 100% worth the money
Yeah.
that it costs for this game. Like if you are a Souls fan,
Mhm.
even if you're not a Souls fan but you want to jump into the Souls genre, this is the game in my opinion to do it. Like because like,
That makes me excited to play it.
it's very good, and I'm interested to see what your take is on it because obviously you are the more Souls aficionado, right? You're the one that does all these brutal runs, you know. And if anybody wants to see content, you know, from a Soul style game, go watch Bill's stream. but it's one of those things where I just there's very few things that I have felt like they have not nailed. And for a small studio to have made me sit back and go, damn man, Bloodborne might not be my most favorite.
And their first game.
Right. Like
Yeah.
there are things that are lacking, right? I mean, again, the
Yeah.
color palette, your character is fucking weird looking. The graphics aren't the greatest in the world. Like they're not the prettiest. Bloodborne is very, very well polished and beautiful game. Like even in that gray color scale, palette that it has, Hellpoint misses on that. Like it misses on those aspects. But there are. I'll
play it. I do have a question I want to ask you about it though, and it's nothing about the game specifically. It's about how they pushed it out, and specifically with the online, because I've been following it on Twitter and stuff like that, and I guess they didn't push the online capacities initially.
Correct.
They've just now finished the online capabilities for
Yes.
Xbox. Do you think that is a smart move for them to kind of like ease the game into the waters instead of just throwing like every system that they can into place, and then if it breaks, it breaks?
I think so, because I have tried co-op, and Izzy asked in chat if I had tried co-op, and yes, I have. So I played the game before it was there, right before any kind of online functionality was there, and then I logged in, and all of a sudden you start seeing these handprints all over the fucking walls, and you're like, well, okay, what the fuck are these? And then you go and read them, and then you realize like, oh, these are invasions, these are co-op or whatever else. The dynamic that sets, right, is that when you go and invade, and this is a great, for instance, I went and invaded someone's world, right? I invaded someone's world that they were way the fuck ahead of where I was at, right? And because
it's an open world game like all the other Souls, so you can have an end game character in a starter area.
Correct. So you can
matchmaking doesn't.
You can bonfire yourself back to an area, put your hand on the wall and say, invade or whatever else, and then go wherever else. And then I'm gonna invade in your game, and you're a fucking massive. You've got like this dude had a huge fucking hammer in one hand and a big ass fucking shield in the other, and was just like, two shot, right? And I'm done. But I didn't know that. It doesn't tell me any of that. What's up?
Is there any sort of like scaling between invaders? No.
Nope. You just better know how to do it.
I'm glad to hear that.
Boss, pretty much, when somebody invades.
I'm glad to hear that, because that was the biggest issue I had with the way From Software handles their invasion system, is they always nerf invaders in some capacity.
Yeah, there ain't no nerfing in this one.
I'm glad to hear that doesn't seem to be the case, but it also seems like they have some issues with their matchmaking, because I know the From Software games, they've always balanced their invasions by weapon level. That tends to be their thing. It's on a 3-level scale, so level 1 through 3 weapons invade each other, levels 4 through 6 weapons invade each other, and so on.
Right. I mean, but also to keep in mind, what I like about this is that, and they do this in Dark Souls and in Bloodborne and stuff like that. You can choose whether or not you want to be invaded or not. This one I think is more in your face of being like, hey, do you want to allow this? Like, are you okay with being invaded? Because you also have to like put yourself on there. So, all right, how they handle it, from what I can tell, again, I need to do a little bit more deep diving into this, but from what it looks like is that if you ask for help, you are also opening yourself up to be invaded. So if you say, I want co-op, that person, then it puts a duplicate hand there saying help or invade, and you get to choose what you want to do.
Right, you can't have one or the other.
That's pretty dope. I enjoy that.
I can't.
And it still kind of puts the invader at a disadvantage, because most likely if you're invading, you're going to be going into a gank style situation.
Right. So it's, from what I can tell, I like it. And the co-op system is very smooth. It's very good. Like I said, I've not had any issues except for the one, which I think was on my part, of any kind of matchmaking problem. I think that it's done very well. I think they looked at everything that the Souls game has done. I think they've looked at everything that the Bloodborne has done and all of these games coming up to it. And I think that they said they learned, right? And what I think more than anything is that Mortal Shell is about to drop. right? This is it. Immortal Shell is like a week around, I think next week or something like that, or at the end of the month. And so by doing this and doing it at a cheaper price point and also opening it up across all platforms, if I had to choose, I'm playing Hellpoint.
Mortal Shell's cheaper.
Is it? I thought Mortal Shell was the more expensive price point.
Nah, Mortal Shell's 30. Hellpoint was 35.
Oh, I thought it was 40. Anyway,
No,
okay. Well,
now that you're thinking Hellblade.
either
Hellblade is
either
40.
either way, what I would say is, I would play Hellpoint over Mortal Shell. But I have not played Mortal Shell. I've only watched you play Mortal Shell, but everything I've seen from Mortal Shell, I would rather play Hellpoint. Hellpoint,
Unfortunately, you can't get that for a year.
yeah, Hellpoint to me is just, it's things that I wanted in a Dark Souls game that I didn't even know I wanted. Let's
Yeah.
just say
Good.
that.
I'm really happy to hear that.
Yeah. And
And-
I'm very ecstatic to do 24-hour runs or challenge runs with you. I am 100% down to do it with this game. Like,
Yeah, Bubby. Yeah, like I said, it's a really good time period to be a Souls-like streamer. I've got so much shit on my docket that it's exciting. It's a really good time. I'm really excited to jump into Hellpoint, see what can be done. There's already somebody apparently that's beat all the bosses without taking damage. So
wow. Yeah. I mean, there's
not ran through the gate, like not a no hit run
Mhm.
all the way, but they've recorded footage of themselves fighting every boss without taking damage.
yeah.
So.
The one thing I will say about the game that and I've not fought enough of the bosses yet. They do seem a little bit lackluster. In some, like the first one I fought very interesting, had this like chilling mechanic. The second one I fought, which I think is just a mid-level boss. I don't think it's like an actual boss. I think it's just like an oh fuck moment. Was pretty, like, their dynamic and their whole play like style was very like, okay, I get what you're doing. Like, it's nothing,
That
fancy.
tends to be the case with a lot of
Yeah.
the non-From Software, because From Software always nails boss design.
Right.
Even in Dark Souls 2, the problem with Dark Souls 2 bosses is there are too many of them. They could have cut a lot of them and been fine, but the notable bosses were still very good in that game. The non-From Software Souls likes that tends to be where they always lack, is they can't 100% nail bosses, at least consistently.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
They
again,
might have one good one out of a few.
I
or
think
whatnot.
I think this is more of a situation of, this was a one of the mid-level bosses that wasn't like a real boss. It was just kind of like a stopgap boss, because that's what it felt like. But
Right.
again, I may have been mistaken. I need you guys to give me, like, talk about, because I dude, it's 1,000 degrees in my room right now, and I am literally going to be a melted sin if I do not go and turn the AC on. So
Oh,
talk
yeah,
amongst
sure.
yourselves.
Go do your thing, man.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I
but-
for one, oh sorry, what?
Go for it.
Well, I for one, I'm not like a Dark Souls fan. I am a Dark Souls fan, but I've never played the actual Dark Souls series. I've only really dabbled in Bloodborne. But honestly, Hellpoint, I'm looking at this one. I might actually jump into this one. Everything with this game actually seems more up my alley than like the Dark Souls games have to offer for me. I think
Yeah.
in a little bit, if I see more about this game, I'll probably jump into it. I think it'd
And
be
I
pretty-
don't know if you watched any of the stuff that I put out about the playable demo whenever I was going into that pretty heavy, but
What's a
it
little
had a
bit?
lot of things that had me really excited about it. And
Mhm.
I'm glad that Sin hit on the mod system being good, because I was really excited about that. I'm really excited about the time, like the clock system, because from what the demo had, there was a lot more stuff than just like one specific time having one specific thing. There's like a bunch of like micro events throughout that 1 hour,
Yeah.
and even
Yeah.
when there wasn't an event technically going on, it was still affecting how enemies behaved.
Yeah, I think
Because
that
for anybody that's not familiar with what Hellpoint, like where it's based, it's a space station that's circling a black hole that has like eldritch monsters like coming out of it, like old gods, that kind of shit, like Cthulhu type shit.
it's
Yeah.
a really cool idea.
Yeah. By the way, quick note, if anybody ever wants to fix their camera lagging, stuttering issue in Discord, fucking turn off all their beta bullshit. Just as an FYI. I figured out what the issue was. Sorry.
Oh,
Hell
cool,
yeah.
cool.
And
But
we
yeah,
the monsters that come into the world from the whole like warped hole thing that you see. And by the way, that like like landscape viewscape is fucking
Is
gorgeous. It's
beautiful.
beautiful. And
I
gorgeous.
imagine the game uses a lot of like those like clear panelings to like make sure that every area you go through, there's always like an indication like that thing's fucking out there and it doesn't like me.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Well, that and there's so many times where you go up and you walk up to a set of glass and you'll start to see a crack form, or you hear like, and I'm just like, bro, I absolutely know that this is gonna break and I'm gonna be sucked into goddamn space. Like this is gonna fucking happen. So yeah. So I don't know. I think that what I was saying was that when they come into the world and they invade, there's such a different style of enemy, and that was one of the things I was worried about too. Was like, okay, I've seen the enemies. They look,
Like things
whatever else.
feeling out of place.
Right. This when they come in, you're like, oh shit, like this stuff can go bad real quick because it's a completely different look, it's a completely different feel, it's a completely different like mechanic to these guys than what you're typically fighting. Like what you're fighting before is just like, oh, this is just fodder to fucking make me have to deal with it.
Yeah. Whenever something teleports in, you know it's a big boy that means business.
Right. You're just kind of like in that moment of like, oh shit, kind of stuff. But
Did they make the like the enemies like teleporting from the black hole onto the ship look decent? Because I know there's a few bugs with that.
I have not seen that happen particularly. Like every time that it's happened, I've been in a space where I'm like trying to get a jumping puzzle done or something like that. So I've not seen like an enemy.
But you
warp
know
in.
they came in.
Oh, like you hear it and you're like, God damn it. Like,
Yep.
dude, in fact, one of the times it happened, I heard it and I fucked up a jump and I was like, and because I was jumping, it was like this thing where you have to like jump from one spot and you have to jump over, catch yourself and zip line up to another spot. And I missed my jump completely. Like
You're like, oh shit.
yeah,
Oh,
I
no.
heard ball and I was like, ah, and I missed my jump. But what I will say is that also too, the jumping mechanic has helped me in so many ways because there's been so many times where like I have like fallen. I'm like, oh my God, I'm falling to my death. And because there's like a little grapple hook ladder, I can like suction cut myself to. I've like caught myself as like this like Spider-Man hanging by like one finger kind of thing. I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much for
Do you find that the jumping actually, do you use it at all in combat at all?
Uh-huh.
You know,
I
or
do.
Is it is it
yeah.
helpful at all?
Because of the verticality mechanic in the game, and you're not just like stone cold feet on the ground that Bloodborne and Souls games have. It allows you to do things where like you can basically jump back, dodge, and strike all in very much of like a fighting combo kind of setting, which I enjoy. It opens up the way that you are able to do combat in a lot broader sense. And I don't know if this was in the beta or not, or if you got to experience, Bill, but one of the cool things that I liked about it too was that it also measures your hitbox difference. So if someone is holding, I noticed that I was having a trouble with these dudes that have these cross shields, and they're massive. I mean, they're tall, they're huge. And so these guys are holding these cross shields, right? And they're quite difficult for a dexterity build. But what I figured out was that I could actually jump up on top of on a box, right, and get above their shield to be able to jump up and strike. So I can actually hit over their shield
Assassin's Creed them.
from a height, which was cool, which I
That's
like.
pretty dope. And I know the bosses, some of the bosses are designed with the jump mechanic in mind because they have sweep type attacks that
Yes.
they want you to
That's what I
jump
was
over.
wondering.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought
Yep.
that'd be really cool.
There is I faced one boss so far that has had a thing where it's you have to jump and roll. It's a jump and roll mechanic. Again, I don't want to give too much away, right? Like,
Right.
you know, and what I will say is that there's very few games that I play offline. This is one of them. Like, this is one of the few games that I actually do not like. I play off stream. Sorry, I don't. I usually stick my games to only stream games unless it's like League. This is something that I 100% like have actually enjoyed playing offline.
This has actually got me a lot more hype for the game. Wow.
Yeah, I think this is a great one to get into. Like, it's it's forgiving enough to where if you're new, you can still learn, but it's difficult enough for people that are veterans of the series to like love and get into the nuances of the mechanics. They just handled it so well. So seriously, kudos. And honest to God, everybody that's in here, right? How many people in our podcast always come in here and talk and bitch and moan about not having new games, not, you know, the same old hashed out bullshit. For once, we got a game that is new. It's refreshing. It's technically in the same genre, but it's something different. Please, like, this is one to go out and support.
New
Like,
title, new developer.
yep, this is one to go support. So, yep. Okay, so are we getting Enigma in here? Do we need to swap screens?
Yes, we
Okay,
are
we're
doing
getting
a
Enigma.
small break, guys. So be right back. We're gonna get a scene swap going, and then we will be back with Mr. Enigma.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Evan F. We were talking about Hellpoint. Is the game we were talking about. Okay. Well, yeah. How do we want it? So Enigma, you need to jump into the call, buddy. By the way, for anybody that's when you guys are editing this, it was a minute or 1 hour in.
No. All right. There we go.
I am all. There we go.
No.
I'll edit.
There we go.
I gotta
can't-
fix it.
I can't hear Bill. We can't hear Bill. You
fucked
fucked it.
everything
You
up, man.
fucked it
Oh
up.
my
Oh, that was on my end. I
Oh,
knew
okay.
it, but
Oh, all right.
I am the one who mutes.
But welcome in, Evan. By the way. But yeah, we were talking about Hellpoint, which is a Dark Souls style game you can find on Steam right now. $35, worth every penny. It's great.
There we go.
Enigma, can you say something, buddy?
I can say something.
He's here. He's
Can-
here.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I am back from adulting.
Let's go.
Hell yeah, dude.
Not adultery, but adulting, right?
No. I mean, it could be, but you know, I'm not. I'm
Are
not
you
one to kiss
cheating
and
on me,
tell.
bro? I told you.
We don't
not to
judge.
do that.
I'm not one to kiss and tell, man. I'm not that kind of guy. You
Dude,
Respect.
is it because he's hairier than me?
know, it is.
Yeah. Is he more?
It
Is he more? He's more Jewish than me.
The beard growth? You know,
Damn it.
just gets me.
I'm trying, bro. I'm trying. Well, look, man, I've got more hair than Scruffy. It's okay. Anyway,
Yeah.
um,
I'm trying my best.
dude, my 10-year-old son's got more hair than you. It's all right.
It's okay. Yeah, hey, I'm growing it out where it matters. Luscious locks. I bet you can't do that.
I don't want to do that. I'm good. I'll let
won't
you.
look
I'll
good
let
with
you.
it.
I'll let you and Bill handle the hair game.
That's right.
You
Stick
guys-
to your own
Yeah,
territory.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
do the high and tight. You know, the fucking military cut. You know, but all my hair comes out of my face.
Yeah. So all that money you guys spend on shampoo, I'll keep my gold. Thank you very much. Okay.
All right,
So
so-
That was a weird conversation to come into. I'm not gonna lie, dude.
It's all good.
yep. Well, so jumping into it, the reason so Enigma wanted to jump in and why we actually did this pause, because normally we'd be like, no, old man, you're staying out where you're at. Like, we're not doing all this. We're not interrupting our show. But Enigma is not as excited as I am, but very much excited for
I don't know. I'm
bro.
pretty
There's
excited
no
about it.
fucking
Right
way
back,
until you
guys.
get a tattoo on your body of the event of any kind of Avengers character. No one in this podcast gets to
Well,
come in
I
here and
mean,
tell me that they're
that's-
more excited about this game.
That's just poor decision making skills. That's not being excited
Excuse
about
me.
a fucking game.
Excuse me. My tattoo looks dope as hell. I don't give a damn. And
This
if I
game's gonna be sweet. I think we're all excited here.
ever get kidnapped, they have something to mark to recognize my body
There you
with.
go.
So,
Yeah.
Unless off your arm.
guys, so let's talk about fucking War Table. And I cannot wait. We are literally 8 days away.
To the beta.
Days
Fucking
away to the
days
beta.
to
To beta. So, if you guys have been in the show or listened to the show before, we have talked about Marvel Avengers for a while. And we did a deep dive into the War Table. We're not going to do as much of a deep dive into this one, but we got a huge drop with the new War Table that came out. They showed a lot more about co-op and what we're going to get in the beta. They dropped their new character that they're coming out with that, and how
Fucking Hawkeye.
what we're gonna get as far as like equipment and how that's gonna kind of work from the beta standpoint. So a lot of this was beta focused, right? And then they also dropped some information in regards to what does post launch look like, right? Because we heard like, oh yeah, it's gonna be free, but they really went in depth, and I think they dropped. Well, let's say I don't think they went in depth, but they dropped some cues and hints that if you were Marvel fans and you understand what the lore of what they were talking about, shows that they are going to really support this game on from at least a character level for a lot of characters, not just the typical. I think we're getting 4 total at post launch within the first like 6 months or something like that, but we're talking like way beyond that. But
added characters or
added
starting
characters, no,
Added
added
char- yeah,
characters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you get
Yeah,
6
there's 6
characters straight off
right?
the bat.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Six
there's
characters straight off the bat, and then the added character, the first ones I think they said is like 2 weeks after release.
so
And
yes,
is that going to be Hawkeye?
that's Hawkeye. Yeah.
Sweet.
So you've got at the beginning. You have Thor, Iron Man, Hulk, Black Widow, Captain America, and Miss Marvel.
Or
Are your
Kamal
6?
K or whatever the fuck her name is.
Yeah, are the 6 that you get off the bat. And what interests me so much is that this beta is no small beta. Like this is not just like a very like tidbit of stuff. We're talking, they said that some of your stuff literally is anywhere from like a 5 to 10 minutes upwards to like 2 to 3 hour, like for one mission. And then we're gonna I think they said that there's total of like 20 hours worth of content in just the beta alone. If you were able to go through it and play, I think all the characters, and then as you play those, like you're gonna unlock stuff that you're gonna be able to do in the real game, and you're gonna get like emblems. I just can't right now. Like there's nothing about this except, well, okay, there is one thing about this that I'm fucking pissed off about, but it's not more.
Yeah.
It's not their fault. It's fucking. Well, I mean, it's still their fault, but it's more.
I was gonna say it kind of still is their fault. Like,
They're not
but
doing
it's
enough
Sony,
for us, man.
bro. It's Sony. It's not theirs.
Sony.
It's Sony's fucking problem.
I mean, but they still made the deal with Sony, so
Yeah,
I mean,
don't.
it's still
There's-
partially their
I
fault.
said there's 2 things. There's 2 things actually.
What is the second thing?
Fucking Fortnite, man.
Oh,
Why'd they have
yeah,
to bring
yeah.
that up? Why'd they have to bring up you got Fortnite punchers?
Yeah, you can. What? I don't even pickaxes, right? Like you get the Hulk
Yeah,
hands.
I
or
don't
whatever.
know.
Pickaxe.
Like,
Um,
come on, man.
So I don't know, man. Dude, I just can't wait. Like I have not been this excited for a game in so long. And on top of that, like I'm not kidding you when I'm telling you I watched the War Table and I teared up. Like I
Started
legit
crying like a
cried,
bitch.
dude, when I watched that.
Legitimately, like
Oh,
sobbed.
I'm
The
not,
only thing I'm crying about is imagine playing Spider-Man.
bro. We don't
Yeah.
talk about that. We don't talk about that, bro. Like, fuck Sony. They're but
You sound like a Minecraft villager right now.
I just-
Hmm.
I
Huh.
me and Enigma were hypothesizing about this because go back off stream, bro. Go away.
We want the chair back.
No,
Get
Nobody-
out of the
yeah,
better
God.
conversation with your chair, Bill.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
We were hypothesizing about what they could do. I don't think they're going to do it, but
No,
they
100% won't do it.
they could do it.
it's-
Yeah,
They
It-
could, but I don't think they will.
it's basically going and grabbing the MCU version or not MCU, but the comic version
yeah.
of Spider-Man.
And so well no to preface it, like the actual heroes inside Marvel Avengers the game are all based off of the designs that themselves, like the creators did. They went and took select portions from comics, TV shows, cartoons, everything like that, and they kind of made their version of the character
Well, they
itself,
they
right?
pulled they,
So
well,
now
they
Iron Man and Captain America look like they have receding hairlines.
Yeah,
and both
yeah.
men are boomers.
So like the Spider-Man is based off of a certain portion of the comic books, right? And like when like Sin was saying, me and him were kind of hypothesizing a little bit, and I was like, the way that they could technically get around it is if they just went to MCU and were just like, give us that
They-
Spider-Man.
no, that's not. So I found out that that's not. They pulled this Spider-Man from the game. This isn't.
Is-
this is
Is
this
it the MCU
th-
Spider-Man?
No, this is
This is the Sony Spider-Man.
the Sony's what the fuck, Naughty Dog's Spider-Man. That's where they
That's-
pulled this one from the game.
That's weird because inside the War Table they said that they pulled it from like a 1984 Spider-Man comic.
They didn't do that in this war table. They didn't talk
Yeah,
about Spider-Man.
they did.
War table.
No, they didn't talk about Spider-Man.
I'm
in this
pretty
war-
sure they did. No, it was the announcement. They said inside the announcement, not the war table. I'm sorry.
They may have
I
pulled
was
some
think-
of
I was
his
thinking
move
Hawkeye.
sets and some of the
Um,
costumes from that, but this character is
I
pulled
might,
from.
yeah, I might be thinking of Hawkeye. I think
Okay.
I'm thinking of Hawkeye.
Yeah, they-
I think
honestly.
they because they showed him at the end of the war table. pretty
Yeah.
much.
Right.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man was pulled directly from the Insomniac. God damn it, Naughty Dogs. No, Insomniac. Fuck,
Yeah,
Insomniac's
Yeah.
game. So they could go and pull from comic books if they
100%,
wanted
yeah.
to. I don't think they will,
I
unfortunately.
don't think they will either.
Unfortunately.
You know, and-
I think Sony has paid them a lot of money for that exclusive.
Which is stupid because it's done nothing but generate negative press.
Yeah.
you know,
Sony loves doing that, don't they?
Well, that's what they're all
That's what-
about, man.
They don't-
Exclusivity.
and the thing that sucks about this is like I don't care if you want to lock costumes, you want to lock even
Right.
drops. Like I don't really even care about like
Yeah.
okay, certain drops, you know, or gear I can only get on Sony's. But like
Well, I
locking
was-
locking
I
a whole
was
character is
saying that-
stupid.
What's
What?
that? Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying locking a whole character is stupid.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Is like I could see them if they're gonna go down the whole route of okay, we're making it our Spider-Man, the one that we've been using in our video games recently. You know, I could see them going down the round of like, yes, Spider-Man is in the entire game. Anybody that has the game can play Spider-Man, but PlayStation 5 owners and PlayStation owners have the exclusive like Miles Morales skin
Right.
and the exclusive Insomniac Spider-Man skins, and stuff like that, and going down that route rather than locking off an entire fucking hero.
And
that
not
they
even
know
just one.
everybody wants
Yeah,
to
like
play.
that's the thing
Yeah,
is like it's not
literally
even
the biggest hero right now.
like
Is
I'd
it,
say.
is it a timed exclusive? or
No.
is it, like,
No, it's
It's
forever?
fucking
I know
locked.
right now. It's not timed.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
locked. Like it's done. That's theirs.
Because I know Sony's done fucky shit like this in the past. Like they did it with Destiny 2, where all of the Destiny 2 DLCs come out like ahead of time for PlayStation before it comes out on anything.
Yeah,
else.
this is
I
not a
would be happy if it was timed, but I'd rather it at least be timed instead of locked
Yeah,
behind.
Right.
that's the same with me. Like especially with this, I would be completely fine if it was like a 6 to 12 month
Yeah.
exclusivity.
Like sure,
But
it might
eventually,
like,
it will
we
come
get
to
it.
PC.
you know.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna. I think it's not timed. I think
I don't
Sony is gonna
think it
lock
will.
this shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially because it
100%.
is their Spider-Man versus like being the comic book Spider-Man. It's they're gonna be like absolutely not like, and that's the thing is this better be it, right? If it like this better be the only character that is locked.
Yeah.
Like I better not fucking start hearing that like, oh, we locked X-Men behind it. We're gonna lock Deadpool behind this
X-Men
one.
for the Xbox Series X.
It
Right.
would go to the Sony freaking site if they locked Deadpool behind it. You would be raging.
dude. I would. Oh my god, you think I hate Epic,
what,
bro?
What
Don't
if
even.
they do though? What
Oh,
if they do?
God.
Like, what if they lock it behind like the Epic games? You can only
No,
play
dude.
fucking.
Since
I would be so pissed.
Yeah,
it's
I-
like you have to play Fortnite to play Deadpool.
Oh my god, dude.
You can't create that much disturbance.
No.
They could, they can.
I mean, they
They
can.
can
now.
if they
It
want
would
to.
be
already done
smart.
so.
It wouldn't be smart for the health of the game. Like I think this is about as much disturbance as they can feasibly get away with, and it really sucks because, like you said, it is like the hottest superhero character in gaming right now.
I mean, so for me, yes, I have Spider-Man tattooed on me, and I like Spider-Man. I don't really give a like. I'm not like, oh my god, Spider-Man, but like, it's more just like the fact of the matter of what it is. Like, I'm on Iron Man like
Because
through and through.
anyone you'd think, and it'd still be like, are you kidding me? You're locking this person behind
I mean,
a
for me, if it was Deadpool, yes, that would cause me to flame. Would it cause everybody to flame? No, but it would cause me to flame 100%. Like,
I don't know. I think that Deadpool and Spider-Man are definitely hot takes, like hot topics.
well, yeah,
right?
they're big
Yeah.
characters
They're
now.
the biggest. They're the biggest superheroes in what's his name's case, anti superhero, out there right now. But it's like if they did progress down that route, like it's just gonna make it to where I don't even want to play the game at that point. Because I was really excited for the game. I was like, fuck yeah, the shit that they could do with like introducing these superheroes is gonna be amazing. I will pay whatever for for like a Doctor Strange. I will pay whatever you
Give me
want.
some of the Guardians of
know?
the Galaxy, like give me
Yeah,
Groot or
exactly.
Rocket, bro.
Exactly,
And-
but it's like if they're gonna pull this bullshit where it's like exclusivity deals and you
Yeah.
can only play it on certain, that's just gonna give me a bad taste in my mouth, honestly, for the entire game. Like it already kind of has, because as soon as I saw that on Spider-Man, I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
mm,
I mean,
A lot of people were, yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that hopefully my hope is that this is only going to be for this. Like this is just a launch thing, and we're not going to see them start locking, because I just don't think Sony's going to, unless this game somehow magically like does take off, which I think it has everything it can. Like, will it be the next, Destiny or Call of Duty or whatever?
People are comparing it to Anthem right now, which is like the
Mm.
real negative press.
I don't
Like the way the loot system works, like the way Iron Man plays, like they're
but
drawing a lot of comparisons to Anthem. The fact that your items and your customizables don't show up on your character, they're just inventory slots.
that's not true at all. Whoever
I
said
think
that's not
whoever
true.
said
they're
whoever said that is
marketing
wrong.
this and showcasing this rather than how they did Anthem is way better already.
Yeah,
with these war tables, oh my god, 100%. Like,
the biggest thing though about it is like looking, like we were talking about this on the last war table, right? Looking at from where it was when they introduced it at E3 a couple years ago to what it was when they introduced it at that first war table, like it's night and fucking day.
right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. But they so to clear a couple things up, one thing in chat, so yes, Sony does like doing this. It's because this is Sony's Spider-Man. This is the one that Insomniac made for Sony, so that's why this character is being locked. Why they chose to go down that route, it's because Sony
it's
dumped
Sony.
money into them. But why Crystal Dynamics decided to do that, like instead of just being like, no, fuck you, we're gonna do it with whatever. But in any case, that's why. The comment that your items equipped do not change your character's design is completely false. That is 100%. One of the things that they pointed out on the war table was that looking good makes you feel good, and what you equip in the game changes the way your character looks. And they show it on numerous times where like you'll equip a different kind of Hulk Buster, or like Hulk wrap for his fist, and he's got this wrapped fist. He's got like
Iron Man had like different like green
lasers, yep,
that he,
gamma
shot.
lasers, yep. So
It was sweet.
so I mean, I think that they've got everything they need to make this game phenomenal, right? They just got to deliver on it. The co-op stuff of it looks phenomenal. The fact they're like, and there's more than just. They showed what was it? War what was it called? War Room? It wasn't War Rooms. It was
I know what you're talking about. It's that
the virtual world. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
quick thing, right? If for anybody that's not like super into Marvel lore or Marvel history, that is a direct allude to X-Men. Like that is X-Men's like whole like war room. It was
talking about, like, the
Cerebro.
Xavier
Harm,
thing?
the harm
Virtual
room.
Harm room,
reality.
the harm room. That was it, harm room.
Yeah.
That harm room is pulled directly from X-Men. And that was their battle system. So a lot of people are saying that this is 100% them like saying, "Hey, X-Men is coming." Right? We are bringing X-Men in. That it is. We're gonna start seeing. People are saying that the very first characters that we're gonna see is gonna be Wolverine on the X-Men side. And then Cyclops is supposed to come in. And the biggest ask from the X-Men side is Gambit. I would fucking love to see Gambit. Like,
Gambit would be amazing. Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
so yeah.
Gambit or Nightcrawler. I would dig Nightcrawler.
Oh yeah, Nightcrawler would be dope too.
I want Mystique.
Yeah.
Mystique. Yep.
And
Yeah.
so the harm room thing that I was talking about was like, it is the ability to do basically horde mode. And you get ranked on how much up you go and whatever else. And the fucking cool thing about this too, sorry, I'm like, again, this game fucking excites the shit out of me, but the fucking cool thing about it too is that you not only get to go in there, but if you don't have people to play with, the characters that you bring in are your own characters. So
Yeah.
like,
That's what I was about to bring that up, because like that's one thing that hit me hard on that last war table. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So essentially, and it like the NPCs that you're bringing in are the NPCs that you've played. So anything that you've done to your like if I've done a certain build on my Iron Man, right? That Iron Man with that build is in my fucking game.
Yep.
And it's playing how I play my Iron Man.
With
Right.
all your items that you've
Yeah.
equipped to it and everything.
That's so dope. Like
It's crazy.
what's the thing about it is like that shouldn't be a mind blowing feature, but
it really shouldn't. It should be one of those things that it's like it's standard.
but
But
oh
it's
my
not.
god, man! Like I just, like I said, I really hope I'm not getting No Man's Sky, man. I really hope that I'm not getting like pumped up for
Anthem 2.0.
yeah for
Totally.
nothing, and we're gonna know here in 8 days. Like
Well, that's the good thing about it. Like we have the beta coming up, so all these naysayers that are like, "Oh, it's Anthem 2.0," it's just going to be terrible. We will see in 9 days.
yeah.
Right. And
Yeah,
there's
Actually,
it'll-
less than that because
there's
the
gonna be so much
PlayStation
in that
comes
beta,
out.
too.
PlayStation comes out tomorrow.
Isn't the PlayStation already out?
I
no,
think
it's
it comes out
tomorrow?
tomorrow. Yeah.
So either
Especially
way,
if there's as much
we will
content
hear.
in the beta that they're saying. You said 20 hours worth of
20
It's supposed to
hours
be a
of
lot
content.
of content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So-
think they said it's like 2 story missions and 2 war zones.
Yeah,
right?
there's 20 total hours in the game with if you are playing through the different heroes that they allot you
Yeah.
through it. So
okay.
And there's also gonna be a bunch of like explorable areas too. Like they mentioned, there's gonna be POIs that are gonna be containing loot and whatnot
d-
that you have to like.
Did you hear about the boss? The boss encounters, like the boss, like the
you talking about
what did they call it? I can't remember what they called it, but it's like
it's like the layer
it's
stuff,
almost
right?
like a dungeon.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
yeah.
like a
they're-
layered
I think they
dungeon.
call it layer. I think it's called layer if I'm not mistaken.
That sounded really cool to me. I was like, so you got to fight through all. It's like being in a dungeon in World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
Right, and I assume
Again,
you
you got to
get-
fight through all the waves, and then at the end of it, you fight the big boy.
Yeah.
again,
Is
man.
that
I
in
just
the beta?
what's up?
I don't think
I don't
that those
know.
will be in the
I
beta.
well, I
don't-
think you
don't
get. I
so.
think you get Abomination. Abomination is in the beta. We will fight Abomination. Also, too, and this is all the stuff that makes me believe that the hype and all the stuff that we are seeing is real because the small attention to detail that they're putting in here. Abomination is like 4 times larger than Hulk is, and that is a true pick from comic book lore. Like. Most people don't even like they know Abomination from either the Earth's Mightiest Heroes Avengers cartoon or they know
Or
it
the
from
shitty movie.
the movie, right? Where it's like a little bit bigger or they're kind of the same size. He is massive compared
massive,
to compared to him. So it's just God, dude.
I actually didn't know that.
I-
Like, this is the first time I'm hearing that.
Yeah,
I didn't know
he's-
A-Bomb was supposed to be like.
He
He's
is
supposed to be like 3 or
big.
4 times his size.
Yeah, he's big,
It'd be
dude.
awesome fight him. I think it's even gonna be sweet like fighting him as like other characters other than like the Hulk and stuff.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
Like how you have to like fight him like say as like Black Widow or whatnot, having to like probably swing around and whatnot and shoot him or
Yeah. Oh, and we get Taskmaster. We get Taskmaster fight as well.
oh yeah.
Maybe it was Taskmaster that we get. I thought they said that we get Abomination in the
No, I'm pretty sure they
the
said
beta.
Abomination was the beta.
yeah.
But
So it just I am God, dude. The game I feel like it's being developed by people that actually love the comic books. They love what this is, and they're sick and tired of not having a good game. And then on top of that, they looked at what made Destiny and what makes Diablo and what makes all of these games good and said, we're gonna give it to you. Like, we're gonna give it to you. Oh, absolutely. Izzy is saying that they are ready for the God of Thunder, and Enigma is hardcore
Yeah.
for that one. His EPing is
As soon as I saw it on that first war table, I was like, "Fuck all y'all, I'm
You
in
called it.
Thor.
Yeah,
You
dibs.
can
I
go
got
and suck a
dibs all the
dick.
time.
You can play whatever other fucking character you want. I
Oh.
take dibs on Thor."
yeah, and I
Is
can. Oh, good.
Is open beta going to be on Steam?
Yes. So open beta for on the 14th is anybody that's pre-ordered the game. So if you've not pre-ordered it, you will not get beta access on the 14th. You get beta access on the 16th or 21st.
Okay.
I think it's
like a couple
21st.
days before release, right?
Yeah, I think it's 21st. And then the game fully releases on the 1st for anybody that's pre-ordered the game, and the 4th for the full edition.
Great.
But I can tell you right now, September 1, 24-hour event. I'm doing it. I don't care. I will my face until my face melts off. I'm only playing Marvel Avengers, and that's the only thing we're gonna play is Marvel Avengers. So just as a heads up, 24-hour event is happening, and I'm pretty sure Scruff has already said that he is in for that one too.
I
So-
should be. I should be.
Oh
I
yeah, that's
really
right.
want-
He may have a job or, you know.
I
so-
just I want to be. That
Yeah.
my goal is to be there for September 1st.
But if not, then either way, 24-hour events happening.
I'll be there. Maybe not for 24 hours, but I
Bro.
will be there with you, buddy.
I cannot like. Oh, dude, I'm 100%. I am so much of like like. Is he saying like I'm a kid on Christmas? Like this is like this is like Christmas meets Hanukkah meets like the first time of going to Disney World meets like finding out that like who your real dad was because you know he left you at the firehouse and like 17 years ago. And, yeah, just all of that like combined into one.
And finding out he's a good guy.
Yeah, and finding out he's not Abomination. That he's Iron Man and not
Yeah.
not Thor. Anyway, I'm super pumped. I cannot wait.
I am saying though, if there is another fucking exclusive, and I know that we had some people. in
There
chat
is
saying
not. They
there was
confirmed that
no
they
more.
are.
But if there is another one, I'm gonna fucking kill
Wait,
somebody.
have you heard
Joking,
that? The only
just joking,
Yeah, joke.
just joking.
Sure.
In game, Twitch, in game.
They came out
Wow.
and said that. Yeah, they came out and said that there's only the producer, the lead game designer, and like I think the CEO from Crystal Dynamics came out and said that there's no more exclusives.
Yeah.
That's good because like I said, that was I was so excited. I like it took my day from being kind of a meh shitty day when on that fucking Night City Wire event to being like, this is a great day. I
Oh, yeah.
love today. The sun is shining brightly now. My smile is bigger than ever. You know, it took my day from being shitty to amazing, and then
Mhm.
they pulled that shit, and I was like, fucking.
I mean,
no.
I'm still I'm still hyped for the game. I mean, it does put a damper on it, right? But it's not as bad as what it could be, and I'm just so fearful that I'm gonna get my hopes up and I'm gonna get crushed. Like
Yeah.
that's the only. But from everything I've
If you
seen,
do,
man,
I'll be there and I'll give you
ah,
big hugs and raspberry kisses on your tum tum.
I don't know what I will do. Like if this is bad, I don't know what I'll do. Like as far as
We're
from
not gonna hear from Sin for a while if this is bad.
Yeah,
He's gonna be
they're-
off from work.
there will be
All I ask you is don't do anything to the beast.
there will be
Let the beast be.
No, it's fine. It's good. It's performing. It's doing what it should be doing. So it's down here. It's fun. I just if it's bad, you'll have a 24-hour stream of me sobbing in a corner, crying. So
Sad
Sad
boy
boy
hours.
Yep.
so yeah. Cool. Well, on to some more topics that I'm happy that Enigma is here. League, we always talk about League. I know that, League is not exactly the most popular thing across all the channels, but it is something that we all, play and or stream.
That's one big thing about it. pretty much.
Yeah, they launched a new character, the new character today, Yone. This is the quickest that they've ever added characters to the game back to back. We've never had them do two characters like this back to back. I will say Lilia was a shit character, and then I feel like
It's a flop.
I
dude.
feel like Yone they've overcompensated the hell out of.
That's I mean it's Riot. Like that's just what Riot does. It's they can't release a character that's like good, like perfect straight off the bat. It's always either overtuned or undertuned.
Right. Well, this one is. This one's pretty powerful, bro. I would much rather go up against Yasuo than go up against a Yone. Let's just say that. So, but yeah, I mean that's it. So League talk's done. Unless you guys want else to talk about League. League talk's done. Like that's it.
I'm just mad.
I'm happy to say that I'm almost S tier on all of my dating sims for it. So I mean
congrats.
there is that. Lilia wanted me to take off my clothes, and I got a kiss from fucking Ari. So
Jesus.
pretty much a
Christ.
stud. Just saying.
High roller over there.
Great.
Pretty much.
I
a
hope
stud.
you
got
and
my own
Timo
date.
have fun off in your frolicking dating forest wherever you're going, bro.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to get a kiss from Fresh. That's all.
Bro.
Go
I'll
ahead.
agree
This
with
is-
what chat.
Oh, good.
I'll agree with what chat's saying. The character art is good.
Oh
That's
yeah,
beautiful. Yeah.
dude, they do a phenomenal job with their stories and like their art. Like
Dramatic. Oh my god, that
yeah,
was stunning.
I mean, we've been saying it for ages now, like ages. that they just need to fucking buckle down and make a fucking MMO.
MMO, dude.
So Riot, if you're listening, because we're so big and you should take our advice,
Getting there.
make a fucking MMO.
Please,
please.
please, dude, please, because we're all excited for Ashes of Creation, but
I was.
let's be
Dude,
100%.
our
I'm
hopes
not excited
so
for
high.
Ashes of Creation.
Well, I think they're. Oh my god, I'm so scared for
I'm
that game.
pretty sure Ashes of Creation is going to probably not
Dude,
be.
they're too ambitious. They're way too ambitious.
I don't think it's ever. I don't know if we're ever gonna play it. Like that's my thing is I don't know if we're ever gonna play Ashes of Creation.
I think you'll play it. It'll just be, akin to whatever you got on that BR. They won't get too much further than that. Honestly. I think it's too over ambitious. They're promising a lot of shit, and they won't be able to deliver it.
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
dude.
I got I got beta access into New World.
Nice. So how's that going for you?
Yeah, about that.
The NDA hasn't dropped yet. Has it?
Nope, can't talk
Nope,
about it.
not
In fact,
yet. Still
it's
can't
sitting
talk
in there
about
for
it.
beta. It's like, hey, you're giving beta access. If you show this to anybody, we will eat your soul. It's like, all right, okay, well, don't worry. I don't even want to play your shitty game anyway. So
I still can't talk about, but I'm telling you, it's not. I'm deeply glad that they postponed it because
that is one game I could care less if it ever comes
it's
out.
not ready.
I mean, I don't know that. Between that, we have I almost said Paragon. I'm glad we're not going into that fucking discussion again.
What was the beta you were talking about?
New World.
New World's beta.
Yeah, the New World beta.
Okay.
I got access into it, but we're not allowed to talk about it because I don't know. It's so stupid. It's like this is beta. You should let us talk about it, but I think that they're so ashamed of what the game is.
Well, you got to remember every game that's come out from Amazon Game Studios has failed thus far.
Well, this one ain't
So
gonna be much
they're-
different.
I think they're just trying to keep as tight of a lid on it as possible until they absolutely have to, and then they'll be like, "Okay, guys, here you go. Please don't flame us too much."
Oh, dude, this game, I don't know, man. Like I said, we can't talk about it. We're not allowed to.
Before we get DMCA'd.
Yeah, we're not allowed to.
Right.
I'm not allowed to. We're just not allowed to talk about it. Like,
We're about
I
to
mean,
get
we
canceled.
can talk
Let's
about
talk-
everything that's been released so far, but not our personal, like what we've been doing in the game.
Yeah.
which
Technically, we're not even supposed to say that we were part of the beta or the alpha. So I mean,
well,
it is what it is. But
All right. See you, Sin. See you, Enigma. It's gonna go out.
I mean, whatever, bro. You could go and sign up
Yeah.
for the fucking beta, and
Yeah.
they'll send you a goddamn email. So, So another beta that came out and passed, and now the game is out, is Fall Guys.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
has anybody here?
Appreciate the beta access, by the way.
Yeah, has anybody in here played Ball Guys? You guys
Fall
played Ball Guys?
ball out, guys.
I've not played it on release, but I did get a few matches in during the beta.
And I did it with you, Sin. So that's
yeah.
as much as I played.
Yeah, so I love the fucking game. Like I like the game. I think it's fun. It's literally one of those games where like you go and you get yourself salted with, Hell Point or League, and you're like, I just need to go play a goofy, stupid, dumbass fucking Fall Guys game, and you just go
I feel
play
like
it.
I still rated that game though. As friendly and kind as it looks, I feel like the moments of you getting like knocked off by somebody or just thrown around randomly.
I don't know. But it's so whimsical and just like
Acid trip.
yeah.
The waddle that the characters do.
Oh,
is
God.
very, like you just smile watching
it's
it.
so funny.
my
And the thing about it too is like there are speed hackers in the game, but even to see a speed hacker go through it, it's like it's so goddamn cute. Seeing this little jelly bean just be like and just like run through the thing, and like because it's legitimately like one of those moments that you would see in like a movie or whatever else, where you're just like everybody's like getting ready for the race and they're like stretching and limbering up, and all of a sudden it's like go, and you just see someone go pew, and everyone's like oh. Because it's just like because you just see him and he's just like hopping through the course as fast as he can. It legitimately just brings a smile to your face, dude. If you've not seen a speed hacker video, go watch a speed hacker video of this because it's hilarious. Like, but I don't. It's and one thing I will say like is that this is not a battle royale. So if people are associating this to a battle royale, and that's not what this is. Like
It's technically a racing game, right?
yeah, it's a race to the finish game.
It's a party game.
And there's so many moments in it where it's just like yesterday I had this or Cunt showed up. That was great. It's just
I was gonna ask about that. What the fuck was going on there?
so I'm not the only one that's had that, by the way. That's like some weird issue that's in there, but like
I can literally just imagine some
Oh,
mom,
man,
some
it's gonna be
mom buys her kid this game and he comes down from playing it for like an hour and it's like, hey mom, what's the word cunt mean?
yeah. Well, and we're not talking like
Oh,
just so
sweetie.
so everybody understands. It's not that word like small. We're talking like I
It's
went to go view names and it takes up
screen.
the entire screen from top to bottom. Just I have my doors open. CUNT. Like it's just like cunt, right, like all the way down the screen. And the funny thing about it was like when I was sitting there, I pulled it up and I was like looking at the names. I'm sitting there being like, oh, I'm trying to see if I recognize anybody. And Scruffy's like, what is that? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not even noticing it. And then like, I happen to look over. I was like, oh my God, like it's down my screen, like or whatever else. So it's
Fuck your family friendly bitch.
Yeah.
it's and like the other someone else like apparently pulled it up and it had like hairy ass cheeks or something like that. Like it was just like it just had
my
like
God.
this. So I'm just waiting. They
So
need to
it's
fix
gotta
it.
be a glitch or something that people can trigger. It seems like.
I
somehow.
guess they need to fix it
How,
fast
how would you
because
get that to happen, like accidentally?
I don't know. Like my fear though
not
is that they're
telling
gonna
you,
put like someone is gonna put a thing in there that's actually really bad. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
Probably
Like,
already happened. I'm guessing.
legitimately, I'm just imagining like some kid coming down and dropping the N-bomb on his mom and being like, "What does that mean? Where'd you hear that? Where'd you hear that?
This
Oh,
family
it was
really
all the way
full
across my
game.
screen on my video game."
Yeah.
So it's I think that they will find a way to patch it. I guess I don't know because it is something that is like it lives in Destiny or it lives in Destiny. Fuck you, Destiny. No, it lives in Steam. And that's an issue with it. But
No.
I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna fix it. But
I'm just curious if it's like a glitch that you can do, or if it's an actual hacker like
That's
don't
what I'm
know.
wondering.
changing that. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
Yeah.
probably something in the files, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
like,
maybe it's
gotta-
an
gotta
Easter
be
egg.
Something locally.
You know,
Yeah.
we don't get enough of those cunt Easter eggs, so that's just it's
Right.
But there are moments in that game though that are just like I don't know, like perfect because like again, like Scruffy saw it yesterday where like literally I had this moment where I was like one block away and my block disappeared out from under me and I just like die hard dove like across thing and made it onto the platform. So it was just there's I don't know. It's
I'll give it
cute.
that. It looks like a pretty fun game. Like besides all the like
Yeah.
craziness, I probably would play it if like say it was on the Xbox Game Pass. I have nothing wrong with the game. I just feel like it's one of those games that I'd only play for like a few hours. And then
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't play it for a while, and then maybe I'd play it again for a few. It's a party game. That's how I play party games. I don't play them all the time, you know.
Yeah,
For,
but
for,
it's
20, for 20
$20.
bucks, it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't know if I can.
Well-
Is it 20 or 30? I can't remember.
It's 20, I think, for
Yeah.
the base model. I think 20 is a decently fair price for people who really actively would play the game.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say. You know,
Yeah,
agree.
I mean, I think it's. I don't think it's a bad price tag. I think it's. I don't know. I mean, for $20,
I think
it
it's fine.
would.
They're doing something different. They're doing something, you know, that other games don't do. I think that's pretty fair, and they're doing a decent job with it.
And also,
so.
too, it's one of those games where it's like it crosses all these different, like genres. Like people are playing it. It's not just like, oh, I have to be a Souls-like player because that's the only thing I'm gonna like Hellpoint for. Like this is like, oh, well, you can do whatever you want. Like you know what I mean? Like, it's I don't know. I think
You'll
it's
be
great.
a happy bean.
Yeah, it's great. It's $20. If anybody wants to play it with me, friend me on Steam. My name is the same across all platforms. S1N3N. Like, I'll be more than happy to play Fall Guys with you.
You're
It's
gonna get a friend request from CUNT.
yeah, right. Hunt, if you want to send me a friend request, like I'll play with you, whatever else. So, I mean, I'm hoping that one day my name shows up across the board and just be like, that's free publicity, baby. Be like, oh, hey,
Right.
lyrics playing, and
one
all of a
thing I
sudden
will
Sinan
say
shows up.
Is about this game, do not go trusting the reviews on it right now.
It's got mostly positive, doesn't it?
because
Are the reviews
got-
botched?
It got
It
review
got
bombed.
review bombed really bad online.
Yeah, but
What they get review bombed for?
Their network.
Because these servers were down or having issues on the day one, but they fixed it the next day.
I never trust reviews right off the bat, especially on
Yeah.
Steam. They
I usually always filter by at least like 3 to 6 hours worth of worth of
because you
playtime.
can put any sort of review at 0.1 hours or less. Like
Yeah.
it's not fair to the games.
I think they fixed it. I don't think. Well, not fixed it, but I think they
They got rid of the reviews.
They contacted Steam and got rid of some of the reviews, which I didn't even know you could fucking do.
Well, Steam doesn't ever get rid of the bad reviews. It basically they have a system that goes through there and flags certain reviews as being like fraudulent reviews, and then puts them in a section that you can basically hide. You can go and look at them still, but they don't count towards the overall
positive,
rating of the game anymore. Yeah.
Oh, well,
good.
yeah, I don't. Well, but I'm pretty sure that they are back to normal. Like I think it's like mostly positive. I think they got positive review bombed.
Gotcha. Reverse review bombed.
Yep.
Because I know a lot of people. I saw a ton of people initially, like
People
on
get
Twitter
stalked,
and stuff like that. Like
way
they were so upset that the game like was getting review bombed as heavily as it was for a silly reason. They didn't expect the game to be as popular as it was. Yes, it had server issues. What game doesn't have server issues on launch? Fucking WoW can't put out an expansion without its servers being down for at least 3 days minimum. So
Yeah. Well, I think I never look at when I look at reviews anyway. I only look at their reviews that have been of someone that's actually played it for like at least 3 hours. So
Yeah. Someone who's put time into it and
Mhm.
actually effort to like review the game.
I guess that's the what we have to put up with for actually having reviews on our site, unlike
Yeah.
Epic. Epic gets to just wallow in its ignorance, I guess.
I mean,
Fuck it.
I'd rather have.
I would too. Yeah.
Honestly, when it comes down to review bombing, right? It's very easy to see if there's been a review that is a review bomb, basically review, right? It's very simple to see. They've got like 0.1 hours to just enough hours to be able to refund it, you
Mhm.
know. So you just ignore it. Like it's not that fucking difficult. And honestly, if you're looking at the if all you're looking at on a Steam game is the the matched or like the mixed reviews or the positive reviews, if you're not clicking on that and you're just basing your purchase choice off of what that little card says, you're doing it wrong in the first
Even
place. 'Cause
going to YouTube or something to
Yeah.
find an actual video.
You're- you're doing it wrong in the first place because you should be doing more research than just going to Steam and being like, oh, it's got a mostly negative review. Guess I'm not going to buy it. You
Yep.
know, it's you need to do a little bit more research regardless. You know?
There's so many hidden gems out there on Steam that are
100%.
just locked behind bad reviews because people are salty and don't even just enjoy the game.
Well, even correct reviews, even if it's got like bad reviews because it's a shit game, like there's still fucking like diamonds in the rough out there that people
yeah.
are just like, I don't like this game because I don't like the playstyle.
Exactly.
But just because you don't like the playstyle doesn't mean other people are gonna not like that playstyle, right? Like there's several games that I know of personally, like Mortal Online, which is an MMO that I used to play,
I
has
remember that.
terrible reviews, but I played it for 3.5 years.
Yep. Do your research, people.
Yeah.
You'll find good games that way.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's I don't know. I never, like you said, I never fucking go off of what the fucking Steam reviews say. They're
But
garbage.
But
and bullshit.
I will say, fucking party game. Don't think it's worth $20. I'm sorry. That's just my personal opinion.
I'm with you to a point with that. Yeah, I think the same. But quick question actually: is Fall Guys cross-platform? Like, can you play with people on other platforms, or is it only locked?
I
see, why not?
think it's locked. I'm not 100% sure.
I'm not sure either about that one.
Okay. Question that I had going into something new that Bill, you brought up is the DVD matchmaking system. What was I didn't get a chance to read about all of that stuff.
I saw that they had an update for it.
What is the new thing there?
Wait, what?
Bill, DVD matchmaking system, go.
This is all you.
A DVD matchmaking. So they are slowly phasing out the ranking system that DBD uses for its matchmaking. So if you don't know how DBD plays, Whenever you play through matches, you can either pip or depip. If you pip so many times, you increase in rank. If you depip so many times, you go down in rank. And the game is supposed to match you with players of your same rank. They realize, and rightfully so, that this is a flawed matchmaking system because it favors people who play the game more than people who play it casually every now and then. So, say you play it 10 hours a day, every day, and you're a shit tier player. You can still hit like red ranks being a shit tier player just through sheer perseverance and the
Slamming
time that
your
you're
head
putting
against
into
the
it.
progression wall as hard
Exactly.
as possible.
Whereas if you are somebody who is actually really fucking good at the game, you're only gonna hit like, but you only play like maybe an hour or so a week or with your friends, like only get a few matches in every now and then, kind of like what I do with my community. You're only gonna hit like ranks like 13, 10, stuff like that. So they're taking that and they're going to be eventually getting rid of it. Phase 1 keeps it in place just for the sake of rewards and stuff like that, and for that. But they're introducing a matchmaking system that's going to be more skill based, so that basically they're going to be removing the rank system altogether, and it's going to be more of a skill based matchmaking system determined by how you medal in matches.
Is it a hidden MMR?
It's going to be a hidden MMR, I believe. They might be adding a new rank system, but I know it's going to be based on how you medal. So if you are consistently getting like mostly golds, you're going to be ranked with people who get mostly golds. If you're going to be getting like one iridescent and the rest are bronze, it'll adjust your matchmaking accordingly.
I wonder how. Oh, sorry. Good.
I was about to say no. The only question that I have is like, does that matchmaking, does that instill for both the killer and the survivors? Because
Yes.
the one thing that I kind of always looked at was like, if you've got a shitty killer, right? But you've got like one person on the other team, the opposite team on the survivor team that's like decent, it doesn't matter. Like they can fuck with you all the time. Vice versa, though, on the other hand, if you have like a group of 4 people that are just completely new to the game, but they're still being matchmaked with like a grandmaster. I don't know what the fucking ranking system is, but like
a red rank is what they used to be.
A plat ranked fucking killer.
Yeah.
Is it actually going to be doing that?
This is supposed to fix those issues because the current matchmaking system has those issues.
Right. Once you get to red rank, because getting to red rank is just a matter of time. I mean, it's just playing the game. Like there's nothing that stops you from really getting. I mean, there's the pip up stuff, but it doesn't take much to pip up and pip down. Like
is it harder to pip down than pip up?
It's significantly harder to pip down until you get to like rank at rank 10. It starts getting like
I'd
difficult.
Say about rank 5, 6 is when it starts to really
when it actually gets, because you have to. I think at rank like at 5 up, the main pip is like a full bar, right? And then you depip at like 75% of a bar.
Right.
What's the highest rank there is?
1.
Rank 1.
Oh, okay. It goes reverse. Gotcha.
Yeah, but so the thing about it that I will say that I think is good is that Behavior does a good job of saying like, hey, if you do have a 4 stack of phenomenal survivors and you're a kind of a mediocre killer, if they just gen rush and then get out, they're not going to get iridescent shards, because like they'll get maybe 1 iridescent shard, but they're not going to get like everything else, because the game is about being like chased and also like getting in and putting yourself in danger and things of that nature. So this system corrects a lot of that. The only issue that I have is I want to know how many, or I would like to know the back end of how many games it's pulling from, because you can also get one of those situations where like I've been a survivor and I've had shit teammates or whatever else, and I was not able to get even an iridescent shard because I'm too busy trying to fuck around, trying to either save them or whatever else. And like, so I just want to know, I think the biggest thing there is making sure there's a balance. Because I'm also, on the side note, I've been in a game with shitty survivors and I was the only one that was actually good. And I got 4 iridescent shards, you know what I mean? So,
this
is way to balance that out.
This system's supposed to do that and make a more balanced matchmaking and also make a quicker matchmaking, because as I'm seeing in the chats right now, if you get into those higher ranks, even like I said, the ranking system doesn't really matter on skill like it should.
Right.
So if you get in higher ranks, the only thing you're doing to yourself is really making your queue times longer.
Fighting that
At
queue
rank
boss.
1, you can still get matched against a garbage killer that you can just run circles around all day.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
you can be a shitty player and get matched against a god tier player and get shit on. You're going to get that on all rank levels. The only difference is you're going to be having a longer queue time because there's less people there, because there is that time commitment that it takes to get there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean the queues are definitely. Well, here's the thing too that I don't understand why they just won't do. Why won't they just fucking open up crossplay? Like,
They're
That's-
doing that as well.
well, they're doing
That's what I-
That-
that's what I
well,
was about
they're
to say,
doing
is-
it
is
with
how much of those queue times is due to like popularity on the specific.
Well, I can tell you my
specific
my
game
son's
that you
queue
play.
time on Xbox is atrocious. Like,
Yeah.
it's
yeah,
it's
they
bad.
are doing crossplay. They've already done crossplay with the
Consoles.
Well,
with
and
consoles
see-
and with PC and the Windows
see,
store
Is it
is-
Xbox and
or
Windows?
Xbox store. Yeah, they're going to be opening up crossplay between consoles and PC.
So you
is
can
that, is that gonna affect the play style though? Like is it gonna because when you have like shooters at least,
No.
and this is really only an issue with shooters, you know,
I-
is like are you gonna have an issue with where it comes to like keyboard mouse players against like
I
know,
I don't
I
think
played
so.
like I only played this game once, but like I don't play games with controllers, but I felt like this game honestly is better with a controller. I don't know why.
No, I
I
disagree
played-
100%.
I played this game and it just felt really awkward on a keyboard and mouse. Like
Yeah.
that's my biggest downside with this game, is why I probably don't play it as much, because I just don't use controllers. And if I have, that's my
I-
thing.
Honestly, this game is very well balanced for both mouse and keyboard and controller. I feel.
Mhm.
I don't feel. I still feel like mouse and keyboard has an advantage, but I don't feel like it's as much of an advantage
As
as
other
a
shooters.
lot of other, well, as shooters in general. Yeah.
I think you would have more precision, obviously, with a mouse and keyboard. And when it comes to like
Most games
people
do.
like certain killers, like the one that has the gun and shit, I think you would have a bit of an advantage over console
You-
players. But I could be wrong.
You really don't. Like,
for that.
yeah, you really don't. Like, it's
The hitboxes are forgiving enough. You don't need pinpoint accuracy. It's not
Yeah.
something. That
In fact,
you-
I think they're almost too
with-
forgiving.
Even with Huntress.
Well, and I'm not even talking about just accuracy. I'm talking about like actual
Reaction.
reaction time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like, honestly, like I've watched people play it and I've watched my son play it on controller, you know, and there's not like, this is not that game where it's like, this is more, it's not about accuracy, it's more about outwitting and outplaying and being smarter than the opponent. Like, that's what
Yeah.
this is about.
I think
Um,
with other games, like you almost get to like a skill, like a wall that locks you behind getting better or worse at a game with mouse and keyboard or
Yeah.
controller, vice versa. I
Well-
feel like this game's pretty balanced between the two.
Yeah, and obviously you're not playing a Twitch shooter. Like if we were talking about like the latest fucking Call of Duty, then obviously
Yeah.
there'd be a little bit of a skill gap between those two, because of the reaction time and the pinpoint accuracy that you can do with a mouse and keyboard versus say an Xbox 360 controller or something like that. You know.
So let me clear one thing up, because I see chat saying it and I get it. Like, yes, crossplay is a thing, but crossplay is a thing that is very, very limited.
And they're opening
With
that up. They're
behavior.
opening up
Yes,
partying and
it's
stuff.
and again, understand that a lot of my information I get is because I talk directly to behavior. I work directly with behavior with my company, and like, so I have talked to her, to the community manager over there quite often about like, hey, you know, why are we not, you know, why is crossplay such a like a limited thing? And if you want to know the 100% answer as to why or whatever else, it's because that there is a certain, I'm not going to name the company, but there's a certain company that does not want to play well with others.
Sorry.
And so that being said, like, they open it, but it's very, very limited as to what it is. And they want to open those floodgates more. And to be 100% honest, what has been kind of alluded to is that if this other company does not play well and does not want to play well, then they are basically going to just say, fuck it. And they're going to open it up for everybody else. And you're not.
I think that's the route they should go. In all
You know.
honesty, I see no reason to hurt all the other mediums of enjoying this game if one piece isn't gonna play nice. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe eventually they'll cave too. They put it in their place, you know.
Yeah.
Like
But
Yeah.
they're never Scruff. You're never
they're
gonna get killer
have
versus
to or
killer.
They're gonna die.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, the matchmaking system changes I think are going to be really good for the game. I am excited to see how it does improve queue times. I am excited to see how it is going to improve match quality because I'll be the first to admit I'm fucking garbage and my matches fluctuate so much on whether I stomp on somebody or get stomped on. And I also heard that they are taking into consideration the survive with friends stuff and they're going to be adjusting killer matchmaking accordingly. So if they are going up against a survive with friends, they are going to try to match them with higher or lower grade killers depending on what the overall group average is.
Right.
So,
I mean, I'm very happy with behavior and the way that they handled this game. I think that it's refreshing to see a company that
response to the community.
yeah, I mean, response to community, but also too, man, like if you really follow what DBD for a while was not really known. I mean, it was kind of in the shadows, right? It was there, it was successful, but it was but then all of a sudden, like it just started to become more and more, and they've really stayed true to that game, even to the fact that like most companies they've brought out, what was that other fucking game, the Death Garden or some shit that they tried to do.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was
last year.
No, well, last year wasn't the behavior. I'm just saying, like the behavior themselves actually did another game called Death Garden, and it
that.
was just not that great comparable to this. Like, and they literally just dumped Death Garden and said, "Fuck it, we're going back to what we know and staying true to what we love." And I'm happy with it, man. Like, it's just they do a good job. They they listen to their community. They continuously keep evolving the game. They're adding new things. They're adding new characters. They're doing, proper, collaboration events and things like that. Supposedly a Five Nights at Freddy collaboration is supposed to happen. That's supposed to be in talks that, that may be a new character. Also we're supposed to be getting, we were supposed to get, Lawnmower Man, but there's also talks about Pinhead being, brought to the game. Candyman being brought to the game. So there's a lot of like really cool things that they're doing. And I think it's really cool. And I've said this numerous times. I don't know why I don't play that game more. I love that game through and through. Like I don't know why
I don't know either, Sid.
I don't know why I don't play it more. It's because League fucking owns.
You
owns my
talked
soul.
me into getting back into it. I get back into it now. I'm playing it more than you are. What the fuck,
Bro? I know, man. We need to
That's
play
what
together,
Sin
bro.
does. That's how gaming with Sin works.
That's yeah.
I will say with them opening it up to multiple like consoles as well as PC and everything like that with matchmaking, like any game that I've ever played and like the best, the one that really stabs me in the chest because what they did to me was fucked up was Dauntless, right?
Yeah.
They went full, across consoles and everything like that. But what I will say is like their community did die. Like there was hardly anybody playing it on the PC. So opening it up to consoles and having it so that consoles and PC were both playing together really did a big boost for that game, right? Like it really pushed gameplay and it really pushed like queue times were atrocious.
It should be a thing for all games.
Yeah. Queue times were atrocious in that game, and you were lucky if you even found a fucking like there towards the end, like right when they were about to move into the the consoles and everything like that. You were lucky to find a fucking group.
Yeah, it's
so
well.
Every game should have that option. Maybe not push it for everyone because you might have some games that have a skill gap between the two. But at least have the option to play between other consoles. I think it'd be huge for so many games.
Yeah, well, I mean, the console. This would be big for console players. It's not as much
100%.
for the PC players. PC players, the PC player base is pretty good. I mean, we the queue time there is not that long. I don't think. I mean, it can be once you get to higher ranks, but like, I've not had to wait
this
too long.
matchmaking should fix that for the most part.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I will play. Bill, you have my word. I will play DVD with you. I will.
Yeah.
You look, bro. I can tell you right now, though. You got until the fucking 14th. You got to after the 14th. I can't guarantee anybody I'm playing anything with them ever again. Like if Marvelous is going to say this is going to be, fuck League, fuck all of it.
I respect that. We are going to be doing questions here. We're getting near the end of the broadcast. There is one other like side topic that I wanted to bring up because I didn't realize things were as bad as they were, and it's probably nothing that you all have heard about. But there has been a new Siege event that they released. It's robots. It's called the Mute Protocol event, and it has some cool mechanics where you can like your robots and you can like dematerialize into your drone, and then you can like pop back up out of your drone and like bamboozle people, stuff like that. And it's really really cool in concept.
It's one of those
But
gimmick events, kind of.
yeah, it's a temporary. It's a 2-week event. One of their arcade playlist events. It's an event to sell skins because they have a whole bunch of cool robot skins and stuff like that.
They overpriced.
But no, it's not even that.
Sorry,
Like,
I'm
yeah,
sorry, I've been into
Shut
that.
up, Scruffy. Let the man talk. Jesus Christ.
but on day one of the event release, there was a bug that the community discovered where you can maintain invisibility and just run around smoking people. And it grew and grew. They disabled their own event. It is gone. You cannot play that event right now because the
What the
bug ruined.
What the fuck
their
are we
special
talking about?
event.
What event is
Siege.
this? Oh, I was like, wait, what?
So they
You
could.
mean-
They had a robot in DVD.
Dude, Five Nights Freddy.
Siege made an event with a bug so game breaking and so easily replicated.
Isn't that?
Okay,
Isn't this
so
always
you're
the
saying
same
Siege
thing?
is a shitty game and released a fucking update that they
Isn't
didn't
this- yeah,
test?
don't-
Wow, big shocker there.
Don't they always do
No,
this?
but I've never seen it done with a specific event like this. I've
Yeah.
never seen it with like they killed their own like hype event. This was a very hyped up event. The initial gameplay of it, everybody was loving it until the first 48 hours were over, and then they pick up the next day and they can't get a queue without people invisibility
Didn't,
hacking through the
didn't
game.
they have that issue with the zombie event? What, I can't remember. Was it the Contagion? I
They
think it was
didn't have
Contagion.
Halloween had
they had a smaller bug with that, but it wasn't nearly to the point of
Was
what
it? Yeah.
this
I
is. Yeah.
remember hearing like a lot of controversy about that, and I don't remember
there
what
were
it was
some there were
about, but-
workarounds with that
Yeah.
bug, but this is like I said, it's super easily replicated. I watched the YouTube video on how to do it, and it's super duper easily replicated, and you can just run around murking people invisible, and there's nothing that they can do unless they get a lucky shot on you. It's
Man.
basically hacks without needing hacks.
See,
And
I
Siege
know,
releasing a
S-
buggy fucking
Siege,
release.
Siege has
Oh,
always been a bug riddled game.
Dude,
It's
big
always had
shocker
its
there.
problems.
Ubisoft games have always been bug riddled
Yeah.
games.
But I've never seen something that they're trying to profit off of, like an event specifically made for profiting, and they botched it. Ubisoft loves their money, so if anything was going to be polished, I figured it would be their temporary
no,
events.
no,
but
no. Ubisoft loves their money for as little effort as possible. That's the only addition you need to put there. Yes, they love their money, but they also love putting in as little work as possible.
yeah, it is unfortunate that people abused it so quickly too. Like
I
it's,
mean,
it's an
it's a
event
game.
that literally does nothing. Like winning in that does nothing for you. There's like
But-
no
but it's-
purpose
but it's
besides
a-
having fun.
But it's a fucking FPS. They're
Yeah.
going to. It's a game in general. Like gamers in general, there's a large subsection that if they find something that
They
will
will-
ruin somebody else's experience, 100%, they will fucking do it again and again and again.
Just like hackers is the same breed.
Truth.
Hackers in the glitching community.
It's rough, man.
I just don't understand.
Yeah.
How does this get through? Like, how does
No,
this?
no play
Ubisoft,
testing.
dude, they have a character in that game that has been deactivated more than it's been activated. The Defender Clash, she has been deactivated more than she's been active since her release in this
Yeah.
game because
Pro play?
every
Oh.
patch they re-break her so that she can shoot through her shield.
It's just no play testing, zero fucks given. Basically, that's what it has always appeared to me.
It's
with a
it's
lot of
because
this
of the
shit.
way that I'll tell you why it is. It's because not enough people play the public test
Yeah.
public test servers, and the way that their bug reporting works, they have to have somebody report and show proof of replication of a bug. They need 5 different people, to report and show replication of a bug before it even gets flagged by in Ubisoft system as a potential issue. So, for one,
think that's
people
too
who
late?
are playing the public test servers don't report enough. And for
Mhm.
two, there's not enough getting these specific bugs or even knowing that it's an issue to try and replicate the bugs to get Ubisoft to acknowledge that it's a thing.
Also, do you think it's got kind of a league problem where they balance off of professional play rather than basic standard play?
No, I don't
don't
think
think so?
that's no. There's been a few of the characters
like-
that have been
like
nerfed
that's-
specifically for competitive play, but for the most part,
Yeah.
it's a very good balance on what's good for the overall flow of the game. And the competitive meta is always significantly different than what the like online ranked or casual metas are. They don't usually balance with that kind of stuff in mind.
Dude, that
yeah,
game.
because that's how they do it on League, and that's one thing that's always upset me with Yasuo, some of the more broken champions. It's like, why are you basing their fucking nerfs and buffs off of professional play? Makes
Right.
no sense.
It's for that money.
Yeah,
The
and that's exactly
and,
it. Yeah,
and with League, the difference is that the characters are a lot like each character is a lot more unique than what is
True.
Siege.
There's a lot
At the end
more-
of the day, Siege is still an FPS. You have
very
a
true.
pew pew.
Very true.
If you land headshots, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Very true. Yep.
I just to Siege is just it's always just seemed like a joke to me. Like it always just seems like it. I mean,
It is the best
Didn't
FPS on the
into a game,
market.
gets shot through a wall, and he's done.
bro,
I'm sorry.
okay,
It-
hold
I
on, hold
replayed,
on,
It happens.
hold on.
It is the best FPS on the market when it works, but when it
What?
works is becoming less and less.
Bro, I thought we were gonna get through an
Likely.
entire stream without me having a rage, but you're really gonna fucking you're
Dude,
gonna.
it is easily the best tactical shooter on the market.
All right.
It
I
is
would- yeah,
100%.
Sun's
would
getting
do-
real.
All
low in
right,
the
bro.
sky,
Somebody
saying,
ring the damn bell.
"Oh,
It's
man."
time. Round one. Put your dukes up, bro. Are you seriously gonna fucking go out saying that that's the best FPS when it works? That's what you're,
Yes.
bro. In what world? In what way? Like how? That game has got the most buggiest bullshit hit mechanics.
we're
Like
That's why I said when it works, my dude.
I'm talking.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the entire game. Is that the entire game is like their hit detection is.
How many hours have you put into Siege?
Look, I'm not saying. Hey, look, I'm not sitting here saying that I know Siege up and down, left and right. What I'm just saying is that I have put enough hours into the game. I'd probably say that I've probably put 15 hours in total.
It's
Like,
not enough.
okay, that's
still
enough.
munching
That's
on
enough.
popcorn
How many
right now.
hours do I?
15 hours, you're still getting spawn peaked from on attack. So
Why? Wait. So you're telling me that putting 15 hours of game? I'm not including 15 hours of sitting in a wait window or a lobby or anything like that.
No,
I'm talking
I-
15
I'm
hours of
saying
sheer.
that is not enough time for this game. I
So
think
what do
the
you need to have?
skill- I would say minimum 40. In all
I
honesty,
can
to
agree
get
with that.
to get a 100% accurate representation of what that game is,
There's a
because
lot.
the
of
skill
kids in-
ceiling is so high.
Yeah.
I can agree with that because there are
The
certain
rank to
games,
play
there are certain
so-
games such as like Monster Hunter World that like people go in there and play 40 hours and think that they've completed the entire game. Where in reality, it's like once you've hit about 120 hours, that's when you've done the entire game. Like you know what you're fucking doing, and I can agree with that completely. with
The
that.
level to play ranked in Siege is level 50. You know how
Yeah.
long it takes if you use no boosters or anything to get to level 50? It's 25 hours.
Right, guys. hold on.
That's
Like,
minimum to play ranked.
I'm not
You
sitting.
have to play casuals up until that point.
I'm the whole thing of what you guys are basing on as being what is a good shooter, right? Is the whole play style of like spawn peeking or whatever. Like take all of it away and take it down to its cold hard facts of just being a shooter, right? From a shooting mechanic. I don't think that it is good. I think that its hit detection is off. I think its spray patterns are off. I think that it's
You are wrong in almost all categories.
all right,
there.
well,
they were back when you played, probably. because they openly acknowledge that the spray patterns, the bullets were not lining up where the reticles were at. They have fixed that.
Right. So okay. So I don't think that this is. So to sit here and tell me because I didn't put 40 hours into a game that obviously when I have
I
played
think your
was
negative
broken.
opinion on the game is coming from bad experience.
Well, then what the fuck am I? How am I supposed to rate a game if I have a bad experience? Why should I want to keep playing it? Like,
Well, the bad experience is on you.
why
You
is that on
haven't
me?
learned the game enough to actually get like the thing with Siege, and a reason why a lot of people back away from it is because there's that high frustration point whenever you first start playing. You have to run with the punches. You have to learn where things are coming from, why things are happening. It's not intuitive. It's like a Dark Souls. It does not hold your hand. It doesn't tell you what's going on. You have to learn trial by fire. And I
I
think
don't. There is nobody in any of our chats that is going to sit here and convince me that saying that because I don't understand the learning curve of the game that makes it that is on me for not being like, oh, it's a great game. There have been more times than not I have heard more people come and say, no, Siege is a busted, broken piece of shit. Then
it is a busted, broken piece of shit.
right, then you can't sit here and tell me that it's one of the best shooters that's out on the market.
Did you not hear what I said when we started this? When it
When it
works, when the
works.
game
When it
is
works.
working, it is the best shooter on the market.
Then that
Sorry,
shouldn't
the
even be
game never worked for
that
you,
shouldn't even be a
Sin.
continuation of being that shouldn't even be in the running then as a comment to be said. Like that's like being like, oh yeah, well when my dog's not shitting in the floor, he's a great dog, but my dog always shits in the floor. Like okay, well then
Well,
he's
get
a
a better
then he's a
dog. I
bad
don't know.
dog. Exactly, that's what I'm saying, right? Then get a better FPS, like get a better
But
first
this
person
game
shooter.
does work. It's just not all the time.
Oh my god.
I'm-
Bro,
like,
if you
we-
if
I
you
feel like
if,
you've
if
just
you
never
own
had
a
a good
car,
experience with this
if
game.
you own a
Yo,
car
yo,
that
man, sit over
if
here
you own a
raging.
car that
experience
breaks
with the
down
game.
half the time or you can't get to work, if I'm your boss and you can't get to work because your car breaks down, you can't come to me and be like, yo, it's not my fault I can't get to work, my car's a piece of shit, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. You can't fire me. No, fuck you, I'm firing you. Like, you're fired. And that's the same thing here. Hey, Ubisoft, you can't even release your own damn content that is supposed to have this hyped up event that you're supposed to do. You can't even release it. Like, you have all the time in the world to do this, to release this event, and you still fuck it up. And so you take it down. Like, don't defend shit. If it's a shit game, it's shit. Like, if the developers can't get their stuff right, it's a shit game. Like, to sit there and say it's the best shooter when it works.
It's the best shooter with the worst bugs. When the bugs are there, they're bad. But the game is 100% the best. If that game worked 100% of the time, it would be no contest. It's got the best gunplay out of any shooter on the market right now. The destructibility and the map variety gives so much variation, on top of the fact that each operator has unique gadgets that adds further variation. I'll go with what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I got chat said what would I
rank
rank as far as a better shooter than Siege? Like, I don't think that there is a competent shooter out there right now that earns the right to say it is good. The closest thing to it that I would probably
okay,
say
so all shooters are shit, guys. You heard it here first.
all shooters that are out right now have a very massive problem when it comes to hit detection, when it comes to spray patterns, when it comes to any of those concepts. Like the only
so
one
if you lay all the shooters on the same map, they all have the same problem.
the only one that I would say the only one that I would say that actually probably does it the best, and it's only because you can get the spray pattern down to a science, is CS:GO. CS:GO has as far as weapon dynamics, shooting, and as far as if we're talking about spray patterns, that game is probably the purest FPS that you can touch.
I'll agree with that.
So
I still think Siege is better for in gameplay. I think it is a better shooter overall than CS:GO. But I will say CS:GO does probably have the best shooting of any of the FPSs. Shooting in these games, while high priority, is not the whole thing. And I get bored watching CS:GO matches. That's the whole reason I haven't played it, is because it is the same stuff over and over. There's very little variety in the gameplay with that particular game. Siege, every single match, I could play the same map all day and have completely different match experiences.
Yep.
It's not going to be the same hallways, the same corridors, the same everything. There's always going to be a variation depending on the operator that they picked, what wall they opened up, if they opened up the ceiling on me, what gadgets they're using, if my phone fucking
Right.
ringing while I'm trying to shoot somebody.
Yeah, and again, I understand adding more into the things, but like you cannot compensate the core of shooting of what in an FPS to add in
shooting's
all of
great.
this other stuff.
The shooting has never been an issue with Siege.
You just said it was an issue. You just said that they openly addressed and said that it was fucking bad, and so they fixed it, right? Or they supposedly fixed it.
After that fix, they have not had any issues with the shooting.
I don't know. To me, I beg to differ, but again, you're telling me that I don't have enough time in it to warrant saying that I can have that opinion, which I think is bullshit. But
It's the same thing with somebody going on and having a 30-minute Steam review on Fall Guys.
Yeah, that's I was about to say that same thing. Is like there are definitely portions.
It's a
like,
gut
certain
punch reaction
games-
that you have.
certain games, and I bring up Monster Hunter World again because it's the only one that I know of that has this.
what?
Enigma.
He just got boing.
We got some
What?
famous coming out.
What?
Oh, it's a wall. I got one of these the other day.
Oh, what?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
What the fuck happened?
I don't know. You're
Too much famous in Scruffy's channel.
Wow.
yeah. Everybody's trying to be famous, and
Oh, okay.
there we go. Cool. We got it. We got
As-
that
as
handled,
I was
boys.
trying to say. Yeah, it's the only thing that I can think of with Monster Hunter World is like when you see people that go on there and they've got like 14 hours on game, right?
Mhm.
I can't trust that review because honestly, 14 hours into Monster Hunter World, you've done shit. You've done nothing.
Right.
You've not
Well,
even scratched the surface.
I-
Right?
I-
So,
I-
and
yeah,
I,
but
I can completely agree with
that's
what Billy's saying on this. It's
completely
like
a different style
14,
of game.
14, 15 hours into Siege, you've barely scratched the surface of the competitive scene.
I'm-
Right? Like you've
It's
barely
not
scratched
really-
the surface.
Unfortunately, you got the shit end of the stick. Like you got unlucky moments, you got all the glitches, all the bugs, whatever have you. But literally,
keep
I've
again
played
on
that game
multiple
way more experience. I've had more better experiences and worse.
multiple times, like in multiple different like time, like years. Like it's not been like, oh, I only played 15 hours when it first came out. Like played it
Mhm.
then, didn't enjoy it. Played it, played it again.
Yeah.
Tried to play it again a couple years later, didn't enjoy it. Tried to go back to it like a year ago, 2 years ago. Played, still didn't enjoy it. Played with you guys, still didn't enjoy it. Like
Well-
still had the shit, and it wasn't because I didn't enjoy it because I didn't understand the fucking mechanics or because I'm some boomer or whatever else you want to call me and tell me that I'm too
I would
old to
never
play
hate
it.
on your age.
Or, I'm not saying you, I'm just saying in general because I understand what's coming in chat. Like everybody in like or whatever else. The thing is that I did not enjoy the game because of the fact of I felt like the times that I died, I got killed to bullshit. When I watch back the kill cam, when I watch back what happened, when I watch back all of those things, and I go and look at it, I'm like, it's bullshit ping rate, it's bullshit tick rate. It's the same thing like with Overwatch. Like when I sat there and when you go with Overwatch and you look at Overwatch's tick rate and things of that nature, you look at it and you go, this is complete dog shit. Like your tick rate is so low that the issue is that I am over here and you're telling me I'm way back there, right? It's bad. Like those are the kind of things that to me, if you're gonna have a competent shooter,
From
That
what it
needs to be
sounds like
fixed.
To me, it is unfortunately user error. From what you just explained, because
Okay.
that's everybody that I've heard that's picked up the game and then dropped it. They give the same reasons that you're giving it. I'm dying to bullshit. I don't want to constantly be dying to bullshit. When it's not bullshit, you just need to find out how you're dying
He does have a
and
point.
work around it.
okay.
It's inexperience.
that's-
I've played
you-
with you like multiple
Like,
times.
You
And
can't
I-
take
you
you
can-
can't
Hold up.
go ahead, Scruff.
So I've played with you multiple times, and each time
Hello?
I
Is
remember
this working? Hello?
specifically-
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. Hold
Hello.
on one sec.
I'm talking. Okay. So I've played multiple times.
Christ.
Sit down, Enigma.
And each time I feel like you've died, you got shot through a wall. You're like, how the fuck did he know I was there? Well, there's footsteps. There's this. There's you got to know where you got to be shot from, what walls you could shoot through, what windows you could be spawn peeked from. And you
I
just
don't have a
It's
problem with
inexperience.
that.
You got to learn about
That's
that
not
stuff
the
and
case.
avoid it.
I don't have a problem with that. I've died I've died so many times in League to stuff where I'm like, I shouldn't have. I should not have died in League or whatever else. I go back to it because I understand that it's something I probably fucked up. I was in the wrong spot, in the wrong place, at the wrong time. I've died in multiple shooters or whatever else, or multiple games where it's something that I have done to mess up. I get that. This is not that. This is one of those moments where it's like, no, in a firefight where I feel like I should have won that fight, I didn't win that fight because of XYZ reasons. And sitting here and Bill's comment of saying, I've heard that from multiple people, then it's not an isolated case. That's not one isolated person saying that this is a problem. That is now a large case study saying that there's a problem here. Go fix your shit. And my
it's not
issue,
a broken problem though.
but it is a problem. It is a problem. If there is a large enough sector,
It's an entry level learning curve that if you're not willing to get there, you're not going to enjoy.
I
the
don't
game,
buy
you're
that.
gonna drop it.
I buy that. That means what that tells me then is that it's not an entry level learning curve. It's an entry level busted system that you refuse to fix. And once you learn how to play around it, then it becomes fun. That's not the answer. That's what that sounds like. That's what it doesn't. When someone comes up to me and says, for Destiny PvP is a great example. You go and play Destiny PvP and you get your ass.
I don't because it's garbage.
Okay, so great. Here's the answer. I guarantee you that I have an entire community that I could go and put you in there and you say that comment and they're going to tell you you don't have enough time in it, you don't understand the mechanics, you're not running the right loadout, you're not running the right abilities, you're not running the right set of guns or whatever else, and that's on you because you've not put enough time in the game. So
That's most likely true.
So right, but so then you are saying that by me saying that this game is garbage, right? You're attacking me for the same reason by saying that Destiny's thing is garbage, but it's not. Like I will tell you, like, if you're gonna have a competitive based shooter or any kind of system, every single one of those things has to be taken out, and it has to be something where it's it's not around learning around what's fucked about this game and how do you play around it. It's the game is good and now you have fucked up and you have lost because you screwed up, not because the game decided that it was going to RNG you out of the situation. Like, that's just not how that works.
I think a lot of people's issues with Siege stems from the one-shot headshot mechanic in the soft walls. I feel like
That's what I was trying to say earlier.
I don't have that
Like,
problem,
I think the biggest issue is the walls and the fact that, like, literally you can get one shot from like a tiny fucking pee hole.
And that's the way they want the game to be.
But that's not what I'm arguing
on them. Like, if that's the kind of game, the tactical game that they want, then it's just not your kind of game. I guess.
And full disclaimer, Sinan, whether he likes the game or not, that's his opinion. His opinion's fine. I understand that Siege isn't for everybody. I'm not trying to say that he's wrong or that he's being one way or the other. I don't like Destiny PvP, just like he said. That's on me. I will agree that's on me.
Oh no, if I'm not right, you're wrong. That's but no, yes. I just, guys, we can't go one show without me raging, and so that was a comment that just decided to set me off. I am very much of that type. Like, there are very, 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 very few games that I will stand by and let somebody be like, oh, this is the greatest whatever, because it's just absolutely not. Like, there are games, I think, especially because of us coming off of like this entire rant of being like, oh, they're broken characters, they're broken fucking modes, they're botched this, botched that. I'm like, if you're telling me that all of this is botched, right, there's no way that you're gonna convince me that their shooting mechanic is not botched. I know when it works, but that's where I have a problem saying it's not. Then at that point, it doesn't deserve any kind of accolade of being. You could say it's a good shooter. You could say it's an okay shooter, but to say it's the best shooter whenever it works is not a. And again, my opinion, my eyes, it's just not a comment that can be said because I just don't. Where am I else am I gonna say it? My penis, like
maybe. I'm just saying from Bill's perspective, he could say it's the best shooter for him.
Yeah,
it might not be the best in the world for anyone else. For him, I think,
sure.
Honestly, I don't play it right now, but I think it's a great shooter when it works.
I just think that it's a very dangerous thing that we have on this show fought against and said, like, stop supporting busted companies. Stop supporting companies that break their shit.
Ignore
That
a
do,
busted game because
But-
they would never get fixed. I
But
get,
I don't think that he ever said that he supported it. Like, I mean, obviously you play it, but you agree that it's a terrible game. and it's buggy.
I haven't played it significantly for the last year, I would say, because
Yeah.
the state the game is in is bad. They're trying to incorporate a lot of stuff. It's breaking the game. I'm not having fun with it on that aspect. Back when I was fully enjoying it and putting time after time, I almost exclusively was a Siege streamer there for a while because I was enjoying the
I
game so
remember
much.
that.
Mhm.
And the game worked amazing then. The game worked so damn good, and it was, and I will still say this because it is my opinion, it is the best shooter on the market when it works, and they need to fix their.
but
game
it's not
or
working
gonna
right
die.
now. But it's not working right now, right?
That event definitely isn't.
Cool. All right. Well,
so
there
it
you
needs
go.
to be fixed. We don't want to ignore the bugs. We get that.
Just as a reminder, everybody, we love each other very much.
No, I fucking hate these fools. I can't fucking stand
we
these
can
guys.
agree, we can agree and disagree inside of the podcast and still be friends.
Well,
just
you
to let
guys can
everybody know.
agree, and then I can never agree with at least. I can never agree with all three of you at one time. It never is gonna happen.
He's got to be that one. There's
It's-
got to be that one guy in the friend group.
You
that,
know what though?
know,
Guess what?
oh,
Guess what? Everybody needs a Hulk. Every
Yep,
team needs
yeah.
one because guess what? The Hulk's the one that ends up coming in and saving the day because he gets pissed off enough just to destroy everything, and that's just how it works. So
all right,
just saying.
boys.
Question
time.
time.
Let's finish this off. We're almost 30 fucking minutes into the third hour.
We're not in the third hour. We're in the second hour. It's- We're going into. We are in the second hour. Going.
Second hour going. Yeah,
We're not in the third hour. Yeah.
That's what I just said.
No, you didn't.
Anyways,
We're
I
30 minutes.
That's it. We're about to
into the
rate.
third
No,
hour.
ring the
I am
bell
done with
again. Put your gloves up, Enigma. We're going into this, bro. It
Oh
is.
my goodness.
I-
Oh my goodness.
shut up, Enigma. I have a question.
You shut up, you scruffy you piece of shit. You fucking sit there and tell me not to fucking talk, you piece of shit.
Podcast. You joined in halfway through this podcast.
I don't
You
give a
have
shit. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
to say. Okay, I have a question from Michael Jetty. It's my question for the Fall Guys segment, so I don't forget. Do you think it will last with a so little expansion? Do you think a game of this hype will last more than a couple of months? I'll direct this one mostly to Sin right now, since I feel like played it the most.
But
No,
I've not played. I've not played 40 hours of it, so I probably can't accurately give the best
Good
opinion
God.
on it. I don't know all of the walls that you're able to kind of go through and grab onto. Yeah. So I think the biggest thing for Fall Guys is they need to keep the mini game rotation up pretty high. They have come out and said that they plan on changing the rotation every 7 days, and adding to the game. I don't know if that's true or not, but I think that that's going to be the live or die by it. If they don't, if they-
anything to do with console, like having cross-platform, would it have to do anything with it?
no.
Like if they added cross-platform now?
If the game
I
starts, if the
still
game
think
starts
they
to
need
die,
add in the custom, the custom like maps and shit.
I think they will. I think they'll. I think they will. I think they'll allow,
to make it longevity. You know?
at least on Steam. I think they'll allow for workshop support for sure.
Should.
You know, but it is a palate cleanser right now. It's doing phenomenal on Steam. They need to I will tell you, they need to stop with their fucking Twitter account and start capitalizing on their game hype and start coming out with new stuff, because they're trying to be like, oh well, we're gonna do, you know, a collaboration with, like, they're trying to do a collaboration with CD Projekt Red and like The Witcher, you know, or whatever else, which is cute and all, but I don't care about costumes. I need to have more
Yeah, I
games.
saw that on Twitter today. I was like,
Yeah.
Games.
Yeah, I need
content.
more
what
mini
the,
games.
What the fuck is what would they do? Just bring out like costumes?
Yes.
Or would they do like maps?
No,
They
co-
already
it's,
have
based
it's,
off of it?
it's costumes.
from Half-Life, so
Do
Yeah.
they? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it's costumes. So
it's just little stuff that would be cool in the game, but
I am not joining Community Siege. Izzy, absolutely not. No. Your question, will I ever try Siege again? If they take it back to Rainbow Six 3 Black Arrow days, then yes. If they have it as this shithole of a game that they've got right now, no, never. In my opinion, in my opinion.
In my opinion.
Yeah,
I think that Chicken Boy had one from Fryer. I think he was saying something about Ghost of Tsushima. Do we think it's
oh, it's gonna be game of the year.
Oh,
game of the year? Yeah.
Fuck no.
yeah, it's hard to tell. Is Cyberpunk supposed to come out the end of this by the end of this year?
If you want, like, it depends on if you want the long answer, if you want the short answer, like, because the long answer it's going to take like 15 minutes to 10 minutes to answer.
If the short answer were already over.
So short answer, no. I personally don't feel that Ghost of Tsushima is going to get game of the year. I think game of the year is going to go to The Last of Us 2,
Another non-deserving
simply
game.
because it's not a deserving game. 100%, I agree with you, but I still think it's going to go to Last of Us 2, simply because of its current stance in the political world, and not really the political world, but the stance that it took with a lot of the more woke portions of the game. I personally feel that that'll kind of cater to the popularity vote. I personally feel no, Ghost of Tsushima is not a game of the year contender. I personally feel that it should probably go to Cyberpunk, and we haven't even played it yet, and I think it's probably going to go. You know,
I
still think it's going to go.
CD
It's gonna go to Fall Guys.
CD
or The Last of Us.
CD
It's gonna go to
Projekt.
Siege.
Get the fuck out of here.
Oh no, Sid will literally go on the biggest rant
CD
ever.
Projekt Red, I don't think has ever won Game of the Year for any of their games, have they? When they like Witcher never has
Yeah.
won their.
Witcher won a game of the year.
Witcher DLC won expansion of the year.
Yeah, but I don't think Witcher's won. When did Witcher win Game of the Year from the Game Awards?
I think that it won game of the year. It might have been the expansion. Though.
I don't think Witcher's ever won Game of the
I'm
Year.
pretty sure it won game of the year.
I mean, I might be wrong, but I could have sworn that it did not. Yeah, but having a Game of the Year edition doesn't mean it won Game of the Year from the game. I'm talking about the Game Awards.
Game
like,
of the Year edition means it was nominated.
right.
Yeah, it might not have then. I know it was nominated, but yeah, it
From
might
a
not-
game
I
like
might
again,
be thinking
I'm
of
talking about
of
Game
the-
Awards, not
the expansion.
like some other weird not weird, but just like another category like IGN's Game of the Year or something like that. Like we're talking like legit 100% like the video game awards
Yeah.
one.
No, it did. Yeah, 2016, it won from Dice Awards, Game of the Year edition. No, wait,
I-
it was nominated. Damn it!
Yeah,
no,
I was to
it
say,
didn't.
yeah, I don't think
didn't.
it
It's
did.
it's Blood and Wine expansion, I believe, did win
Blood
an
and Wine
expansion
did.
of
Right,
the
I
year.
also-
I remember that something from it did win Game of the Year, but I or at least
Right,
like you
that's-
said,
yeah,
expansion of the year.
Yeah, I don't think CD Projekt Red has had a game that actually has won, and I don't think Cyberpunk, even as good as it could be, will probably still win it from a
I don't think
From-
it'll win this
from
year.
the stand.
'Cause-
Well, it's too
'cause
late.
Like
for
we
one.
said, they don't. I don't think they're going to release within enough
Right.
time to.
But even if
Yeah.
it did release, I still don't know if it could. I think it's almost like one of those things where it's too much of a good thing can cause it to not win.
You look here, Sin. You look here. All right.
Bro,
I
I'm not
fucking
saying it's
went in on
not.
you, and
Deserve it.
I agreed with you. You agree with me, God.
I'm not saying it doesn't deserve it. I'm just saying it's too good of a thing. Like
Okay, guys. We are all wrong. It did win the 2015 Game Awards, Game of the
That's-
Year, and Best RPG.
That's what I thought. I was like, I could have sworn that it fucking won a game.
It
of the
did.
Year edition.
And then it
'Cause-
won with its Blood of Wine.
because
Blood and Wine expansion.
they don't like they do release Game of the Year editions, but it's like it.
What was-
I don't think that they release them unless it's an actual like nominee and a winner.
what was it going
I
up
could
against?
be wrong on that, but Skyrim won multiple Game of the Years, so I don't know.
What was it going up against?
It was
Yeah, I'm looking
2015,
that up.
so-
I'm looking that up right now.
Oh yeah.
Izzy, if you want to fight any day of the week, sweetheart, let's go. Put the gloves on. Let's duke it out. I'm ready to go versus anybody.
Did we have any other questions? while
Okay,
we're
so
on
it
the-
was Bloodborne, Fallout 4, Metal Gear 5, Mario Maker, and Witcher 3. Those were the nominees for Game of the Year.
All right, look, come on.
Bloodborne should have won
Bloodborne's
that.
great, but
Bloodborne should have
come on.
won. Bloodborne should have won. Get out of here.
Bloodborne was a fucking console exclusive. Get that shit out of here.
Yes, we do have another question from Izzy. Any opinions, hype plans for Horizon Zero Dawn for any of you? If you don't want to talk about it, it's fine. Ha ha. Just fangirl more all about Marvel.
That's directly added at Sin.
What was it again? Horizon Zero Dawn.
Horizon Zero
Horizon
Dawn.
Zero
Oh,
Dawn. Any
all
plans
hype
or
about it.
hyper opinions?
Uh,
I'm very much excited. I wanted to play it on PlayStation. I didn't end up getting the game until after I had been completely indoctrinated into the PC lifestyle, and I tried to go back and play it, and a combination of the frame rate drops along with the precision aiming on the controller feeling really, really weird and not enjoyable made me not want to play it. So I never finished it, but I'm very much looking forward to the PC version. I will be getting it and playing it eventually, and I think I'm really gonna enjoy the game because it has a lot of promise, and I think it's something that's right up my alley if it had controlled and performed better on console.
it's not. It's a game that I'm happy for it coming to PC for what it symbolizes. I personally don't really care for the game, like as far as like it being something I'm super hyped for. I'm just happy that it opens the gate to Sony releasing some of these games out into the PC world. So you know, I've watched it, or I've watched Carnage play it, and it looks really beautiful. And it looks good, but it's nothing like I've already watched the playthrough of it. I know the storyline, so it doesn't really bother me either way.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat pretty much. Like it piqued my interest, but like it's gone under my radar just because it was an exclusive. But I am happy that it's coming to PC. Like Sin said, good on more games for coming to getting rid of that exclusivity pretty much. So
Yeah,
I would like to
Yeah,
see number
that's
2.
the biggest high point with it for sure.
yeah.
I don't think I'm necessarily hyped for it. I would say that I'm excited that it's actually coming out. I've wanted to play it since it released. I just haven't. I don't want to buy a PlayStation 4 to fucking
Yep.
play it.
Yep.
So
If
yeah,
there's
I think,
anything Enigma loves that's almost on par with necromancy, it's big robo dinosaurs.
that's actually pretty true. Yes, it is. Yeah. I don't know if it can contend with the necromancy stuff, but it is what it is.
Cool.
So yeah, I don't know. It's definitely
Cool.
gonna be fun. I don't know if I want to pay almost $50 for it, but
Is it full
It's like
price?
Yeah, it's
45
it's
bucks.
it's,
Yeah, it's like
it's
$45
almost, yeah,
or
it's
something
a
like
hefty
that.
price. It's a hefty price tag.
It's
That
pretty worth it.
I don't know, man. You're talking about a game
I
that's
heard it was a
over.
good game though.
You're talking about a game that's over a year, well
Yeah.
over a couple years
Yeah.
old.
I
You're
don't
talking
know.
even with all the DLCs, like
45 with all the DLCs.
yeah, it's the game of the year edition, or whatever edition is. Like
Yeah, and the DLCs were really highly acclaimed as well.
I think their DLC. I think the DLC was
I-
more highly acclaimed than the actual game was. If
I
I'm
think
not
people-
I
mistaken.
think
For people who's really hyped about it, I think 45 isn't the worst for
Yeah.
the game of the year edition. For others, I'm sure people will just wait for a sale or something.
that's my biggest thing is I think it's for it being a game that's literally over a year old, possibly even more than that if I'm not mistaken. I don't think I would pay full price for it, but definitely like 20 $30 somewhere around there. Like,
And I'm just
I
saying,
wouldn't mind, like
like this
grabbing
just
on
came
the
up the
sale.
other day. I looked at out of curiosity games like Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 3 because me and my friends were talking about playing zombies. Those games are still full price. Black
Fucking
Ops 2 and
stupid,
Black Ops
dude.
3 are still full price, and I think that's dumb as shit.
It
Fucking
is,
dumb.
yeah.
So
Yep.
It's the same thing the same issue that I have with Skyrim. Skyrim is still fucking close
Yeah.
to full
It's the
price.
same
if not
issue
full
I
price.
have with the
Like, what
majority
the
of
fuck?
Nintendo stuff.
Yeah.
it's just like, when do they ever go down? They never do.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, guys, growls, everybody on the stream, growls.
Grills?
Yep,
No,
growls.
grills.
Yep. Whether you're 85 pounds soaking wet and love The Witcher 3, or you are a hairy, fat manju that is angry about everything. Thank you guys so much for being here and hanging out with us. We love each and every single one of our live viewers that come in here. We love each and every single one of our people that go out and watch and listen to the stream on YouTube or on Spotify. You can always check us live. Like I said, every other Thursday, we go live at 10 p.m. Sometimes we'll be a 3-man that turns into a 4-man. Sometimes we'll just be
You know what? sometimes we're just flexible. We're just like that.
Yeah, man. You know, hey, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. Enigma is an enigma, man. We don't know when he's going to show up and
I
not
do
show
what I
up.
want, including talking over Scruffy if he tells me not to fucking talk.
Oh
You piece
my
of
You
shit.
better shut your mouth
You
right
better
now.
shut your
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
mouth.
Hey, guys, guess what? Hey, you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you guys so much for being here. We will
Good
catch
night,
you guys
everybody.
next
Much
time.
love, everybody.
See ya.
It's rather risky. Ooh, I'm sailing